Welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I'm your humble game master, Tom, and this is Adventure 43. We're glad to have you here. Excited to pick up where we left off at quite an interesting cliffhanger moment for a couple reasons, which we'll hear about in a detailed recap from Jeremy today. But before we get there, I wanted to give a quick shout out to one of our patron sponsors, Will Gillespie. Thank you so much for your support, Will. We absolutely appreciate it. If you want to be a superstar just like Will, check us out at patreon.com/ingloriousbards and check out all the bonus content we have there. Also, we'd love for you to come and join our Discord community and join all the crazy weird ideas that people have about what should happen in the show. And you can find that link also on our website, ingloriousbards.com. Without further ado, let's find out what happened last week from Jeremy.
So last week, the defenders decided to cross the wall. We were gearing up. We were going to head over. We were going to take care of Colium, who was the general that we knew of, who had been defeated once and possibly injured, but was definitely going to be attacking a second time. We still have Yelena with us, and there was a little bit of back and forth on whether or not she should come with us or stay in the safety behind the wall. And Xander talked Bully into it and said that she's going to be coming along. As we made our way across, Sildren was really artful and skillful at getting us not only across the river, but really making sure that we weren't leaving any major tracks or being exposed, despite the fact that we were still kind of out in the open. When we finally found a treed forested area, we came across very quietly Fendick, who was the scouts that we couldn't find earlier. And he caught our attention and was actually with a dragonkin, so we were able to defend him and take care of the dragonkin. And there was another body on the ground who he said he had caught the spy that had been affecting them. When we turned the body over, we found out that body was Idrisil, and we were 100% sure that he was not the spy. He wasn't dead yet. Bolly was able to get him healed up, and we full-on encountered Fendick and recognized that he had actually been spying on behalf of the Dragonkin in Iveron. Idrisil did his best and fully dispatched him without even trying hard in his master bowman's way. And we continued forward to get on with Colium, and we went into battle. It was a long fight. We couldn't sneak up. They saw us coming, and it was long and hard and barely won. Half of us are near death, and poor Sildren was turned to stone. Palik held Colium at the sword point by the end of our last match, and that is where we left off. So we have no idea where it's going on next, but without any further ado, again, let the adventure begin!
Within a snow-covered forest, the heroes dodge claws and shattering ice. They lash out with spell and blade against Colium, the Dragonkin mage, and his minions. Prismatic colors fly out from Colium's claws, blasting the heroes with electricity, flame, and other deadly magic. Sildren is caught by a colored beam that hardens his skin to rock and spreads across his body. The druid cries out before his stone skin hardens.
Help! Someone!
Sildren's face turns gray as he is petrified, a statue of stone resting in the falling snow. Only the priest, Bali Ashbeard, heard his cry. Piercy strikes with his short sword, cutting the Dragonkin commander across the chest. Master Yaru delivers a flurry of blows as well. Then Palik sneaks up from behind and delivers a brutal blow to Colium. Her sword plunges into his back and drops the white-skinned Dragonkin. He drops to his knees and holds out his claws defensively.
Good job, Palik. Now a finished monster.
Mercy! Show mercy!
Hold a moment. This dragonkin pleads for his life.
Spare me! Spare my life!
I don't know. He almost wiped us out, and now he gets to live?
Well, hold on. Maybe we can use him to our advantage. We could take him as a hostage.
Taking hostages cramps my style.
Let me live. I will tell you everything I know about the Colium army.
Letting baddies live cramps my style.
Show mercy for me. You are the glorious heroes of Ivoron, strong and kind. Show mercy to your defeated foe.
I really think I should kill him. We have Mr. Stone Magic Dwarf over there. We don't need this dick dragon guy. We can't trust any information he gives us anyways. It's cool, cuckold. He wouldn't have shown us any mercy. In fact, he didn't. Look at Sildren over there. I'm putting him down. I'm taking him out.
No!
And I put a sword through his throat.
Oh, wow! Okay, I thought we were going to discuss it a little bit more. We were having a debate.
Why did you even ask us?
We've got all this time.
Got like 3 or 4 hours to kill, man.
Where Sildren?
Over there. Look at him.
That's not Sildren. That's a statue of Sildren. That's a good one.
That's Sildren.
Yaru is now looking more towards Shunka to see how Shunka is faring.
Shunka is circling around a stone statue of a druid who looks surprisingly familiar, frozen, and Shunka is just getting closer and then sniffing at the stone and looking more and more distraught and circling again.
Bali is on his hands and knees at the base of what is now this statue, and he is grumbling or mumbling some prayers at the moment.
Xander wants to start searching Kolkovad to see if he can find any ways that the spell was cast so that he might be able to find a way to reverse it. So I'm looking for
okay.
I'm looking for tomes, I'm looking for scrolls, I'm looking for maps.
One more time. Where are you looking?
On Kolkovad. I'm looking on his person right now.
Yeah.
We'll go into his hut and do the same thing.
Okay. Kol Kuvad on his person has no map, but he does have a scroll on him, a scroll case with a scroll, and the scroll. Yeah, you open it up, you read it, it's cursed, you die. No, you open it up, you read it. And inside is a letter that is written in Old Byzrin.
Ooh.
It's from Ederso. He was the traitor.
I will send them your way. Use the prismatic magic.
Here, Cole.
Can I read the letter?
Do you know Old Byzrin?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
Specifically, Xander knows Old Byzrin.
All right. The letter is in a crude Old Byzrin, such as someone who does not necessarily know it well. So you are having trouble understanding it, not from a language issue, just more of a what are they trying to do. And it seems the intent, you think, is they were trying to use a language that wouldn't be easily decoded, if you would. The message is to my queen. It speaks of the war and that they are waiting for the rift spheres to complete. It says that they are waiting on word from the dragonkin with the colored marked jaws to let him know when the rift spheres are complete. It goes off on some long rambling tangent, and then it starts to try to delicately get around a sensitive issue, talking about, I know that you are most troubled not by man, but about the silent fate, capital S, capital F, silent fate. This old enemy of yours is a long gone threat, but I know you realize it is a new current threat that will be of great, what would the phrase be? Great obstacle to your reclaiming of Varen. It goes on to describe that I know the answers you seek are within this tower, but we cannot gain access. And the silent fate keeps our forces at bay. And goes on with some army details about several different armies, and it particularly mentions that the army closest to the coast, which is quite some distance to the west of you, is having some motivation issues, and that Kal Kuvad himself will be paying them a visit to keep them in track, and that Vodak the White, her ally, is not one he can easily rely on and is doing whatever he wants as opposed to what Kal Kuvad wants. So there's just a little bit of dissension within her lieutenants. And that's the gist of it.
Is that all? Just that? That's great. Thank you.
I suppose you read that out loud there.
Yeah. It's very poorly written. I added a couple more words so that it would be coherent. You guys would understand. But yeah, that's the gist of it.
The silent fate.
Also,
This is no doubt Scourgeonar.
what's this Dryan with the multicolored jaw?
What?
A different breed of the
I know a
Colium.
white one and I know a red one. Maybe
Where
there's
is
a
everyone
blue
right
one.
now in relation to Bali?
No one is near you. They're all huddled around the body of Kal Kuvad. You're maybe 30, 40, 50, 60 feet away in the snow at the feet of Sildren.
Everybody else has already forgot about Sildren.
Yeah.
Just moved on.
They're walking down the road, planning the next adventure.
I feel like we forgot something. Well, if it's important, we'll remember.
Ollie's pushing snow up against the statue. This will
That
be
was a
great.
very nice statue of Sildren.
Help! Come quick! Come quick now!
Whoa.
Dana rushes over.
Here's
All right.
race is over.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Xander stumbles, falls in the snow, rolls over once.
Oh, be
Remembers
careful!
he's got
be
slow
careful.
speed and tries again.
Yeah, Yaru will guide Yelena over.
All right. And Shunka, did you forget about Yelena, Xander? Shunka is laying down next to the statue.
One of these blasted dragon spells have caught hold of our druid. I can feel him. He's inside there. He's sleeping. He's quiet.
How'd he get inside?
This is him. All of this. This
You
living
may
stone
not
now.
have seen it, Piercy, when
Piercy's
you were
knocking
beating the
on the
shit out of
statue.
us.
He's looking for the opening, the secret door.
If he's
All right.
sleeping, we can just come back tomorrow. We don't have to.
Shh, quiet. We lost Sildren, but we can get him back. But we have to take care of him. The statue is easily damaged, and the cold will do its job before too long. And we can't travel with it. So we have to stay here. We need time to prepare.
Are you saying that snow is going to hurt the rock?
Bali is brushing on the statue.
Come to the light, Caroline.
Sleep, yes.
But if
We're
we
going to
took
need
it-
to move this.
Well, there, right there, there's a hut. Right, we
but-
could go into Kolkavad's little fortress and maybe we could keep him safe in there. And our-
Yes,
we-
but
we need
we
to
must be
check
very
that out
careful.
first.
Must be very careful.
Yaru would like to search the campsite for a sled of some kind. If there's any, I know they're flying creatures, but if there's any type of sled or some way we could move the statue a little more easily.
There's
There's a-
flying disc.
Yeah, there is a distinct lack of sleds that you can find.
was hoping this
you
was
can
like a
think
human
of anything.
camp.
There's some wood poles that they have, maybe some crude flags. You might be able to fashion something there. You have crafting trained at all, Yarrow?
I was about to say, Palik, if I chop this down, could you craft some sort of device?
I can sure try.
I'll see if I have crafting at all. I don't believe I do.
Bali would like to see if he
Untrained.
could cast a spell on the statue.
All right. Well, let's deal with the. Let's see what Bali does first. Bali, what are you talking about here?
I wish to use Shield Other if I can upon the statue.
Yeah. What does Shield Other normally do?
It protects the ally and splits its damage evenly with the caster.
It's not intended for inanimate objects, but I think that kind of fits. We'll treat him as an ally for now.
All right. So this
now.
this golden sheen kind of just washes over both of us. So what happens to you happens to me. And Bali just starts prepping the way from the statues, clearing snow and debris to make the pathing easier, assuming that we're moving it.
Does that go both ways?
For what?
Like if something happens to you, does it happen to him?
No.
Okay.
Are you sure? Because that's a pretty important detail.
Are you planning something?
No, but we should know.
Now you know who the Cylon is.
According to the fine print on this spell, it is one way.
Well, let's try to find something.
Do you or Xander have like a Wingardium Leviosa spell in there somewhere?
I was looking. I don't have anything that makes things fly. I can make them fall slower.
Makes other things fly. That's right. Yeah. Yaro's just gonna chop down some trees and poles and stuff.
All right, Yarrow, you've chopped down trees and poles, but lashing them together and all that, it just seems beyond you. It's not really much of interest to you.
It's not a cat thing.
Yeah.
My paws are a little too
You're
big
more
for
of
the
a
knots.
spiritual guru.
Yeah.
You know what we need? We could really use Brenros's shield right now. We could just pop that statue right on top of it and sled it on over.
Man, that shield saved my life like 7 times.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who that is. Come on, hurry!
Yeah, so I guess get some sort of
Doesn't Piercy have 2 swashbucklers? Or 2 little shields?
I don't think little shields are gonna work out.
I just have my one.
There's a floating one somewhere, isn't there?
I know.
Or no,
I don't have it.
That
That's
was Brenrose after
Yeah, that's
he
right.
lost
That's right.
his shield.
Damn.
Enough about Brenrose. You're making me.
What about that dagger? That very important dagger.
I never seen a black dagger anywhere.
Yeah. So, I'll help.
What about that wife and child that were left? Oh, okay.
So what's the plan?
Let's make a if we get 2 poles with some cloth or some sort of tent or something in between, so we can pull it.
So let me just clarify real quick. Are we trying to move the statue somewhere or protect it while it's here?
Both.
Trying to move the statue into the tent.
He's protecting the statue so that we can move
Is that
it.
just a tent or is that a yurt that has to be built?
It's a yurt.
Why don't we move the yurt to the statue?
Hey, whatever's easiest, man.
Let's go take a look at it and see if that's possible.
Because if we need to really protect the statue, I could put walls all around it. I could really make this thing boxed in.
Come on, Xander, let's go look at it.
No.
All right, Xander, you are detecting magic as you approach the yurt. You're also detecting aromas that aren't the most pleasant. Lots of weird, scaly body odor, and they don't go far away from the yurt to defecate. It's not a magical place in that sense. And there's a yurt. It's got big, huge wooden poles from tree trunks. It's got thick hides that are stretched and lashed down, and it's a wide, I don't know, 50-foot diameter yurt.
Ooh, big one.
What is there?
And it's got like his stuff in there and his bed, but there's no room for other people. All this was just for Kolkuvad.
Well, he said it's 50 feet across, so we could make it room enough, right? Well, what's in there? What's in his stuff? Is there anything valuable? Anything of note?
Loot first before we.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's like a little incantation to turn stone into flesh. Who knows?
With Palik using Xander as a divining rod, you don't find anything of interest. Oh, except one magical rune you find.
Oh.
Small, thin piece of stone. You've seen these many times before, and you've actually seen this one not too long ago. You see he has in his personal belongings wrapped in some hide of a human skin.
Ew.
Why didn't you let this guy go? He's a good guy. You find there is a keen rune in here. And the keen rune, when attached to a weapon, makes the critical on a natural 19 and a natural 20.
Nice.
Keep in mind, if you have a +2 weapon, you can only have 2 trait runes. So flame, fire, keen, those are trait runes. Greater striking or striking, those are separate. Those are a separate type that don't count towards that. Tim, you have a keen rune?
Mm-hmm.
I don't show it on your weapon.
I know. I meant to ask you about that after we finished last week, and I forgot.
Oh, all right. I think I can do that real fast. So you guys have found another one of those, is what you found.
Okay.
And Tim, I'm going to your thing real fast, clicking here, going to details, going to short sword. It is on your weapon. Never mind, it's right there. Property rune 2, keen. You're good.
Well, let's deal with this later. Can everybody?
And then you find a second rune amongst there. I'm going to drag this keen rune to the party sheet and let you guys decide what's happening there. You still have a striking greater rune that Sildren's kind of taking or not taking. You guys can figure that out. Maybe redistribute that, or the keen rune. It looks like there's one hot expungerator still left two still left. You find a second rune. There was a second treasure. This is another rune. This is a new one called a spell storing rune. This gets attached to a weapon, and what can happen is a spellcaster can spend a minute to infuse a level 3 or less spell into that rune that can affect the target.
Heal!
Then, whenever that weapon is later used, days, weeks, years later, doesn't matter. When it's used, that and a hit is done with damage, the user can spend one action to then release that spell on that target, which is normally a 2-action spell. And
That's
then
amazing.
Then it's spent, and then you can have a caster charge a different one. Spell storing rune, pretty interesting, eh?
So it can go on anyone's weapon. You do not have to be a spellcaster to have
Correct. It gives you some flexibility, opens up some options.
Fun fact for anyone who might be interested: Fireball, Lightning Bolt, and Insect Form are all level 3 spells.
I would like to throw my hat in the ring with heal is also 3 actions compressed down to 1.
No, heal. It has to be 2 actions or less. They did prevent that.
Oh, I
And
thought
that's
this
what
was
you
something
find.
you made up. Okay.
No, that's what you find, Palik.
Okay. Well, we have all that.
There's actually a third magic item.
Okay.
Goodness.
Within Kolkuvad's private stash, wrapped up in a heavy cloth, is a wooden box. You open up, long wooden box. You open it up, and inside is a magic wand. And this one takes a Xander roll. There it is. Oh, yeah. This is a wand of manifold missiles.
Go on.
This is a wand, and as all wands do, once per day you can use it. You can try and push it more than once, but you risk destroying the wand. So essentially, once per day, you can cast a level 5 magic missile spell for free. Level 5 magic missile spell is, let's see, you could do 1, 2, or 3 actions, and that would do 3, 6, or 9 missiles in whichever ways you wanted to at any targets. They always hit. They don't do a lot of damage. It's 1d4 plus 1 per missile, but if you stack them up, that's free. In addition, if you continue to hold this in your hand, at the start of each turn for 1 minute, you fire a level 1, a 1 action level 5 single, triple bolt each turn, start of your turn. 3 bolts.
It takes an action to do that, but 3 bolts just fire.
No.
Free?
It's 3 bolts for free at the start of your turn. And you can change the targets in any way that you want.
I'm gonna staple this.
If only Sildren was here to take this wand.
Glad you said it, not me.
He is here, and he hears all.
Let's before we start getting after all this stuff, and you assholes, there's some more of these expungerators. That would have helped our fight a little bit. But regardless, let's
and you
move
find another item within this group.
Yeah.
You wanted to curse, but
Yeah, he's pissed, but not at the same time. You have found a potion, a pinkish potion that Xander, I think Xander, you've got it down to 3 actions, so you're identifying things pretty darn fast, right?
Yeah.
With quick identification.
Yep.
Xander, you're able to identify this as a time shield potion. And what this does is you spend 1 action to quaff it, and when you do so, you roll 2d4, and that's how many rounds you are phased out of time. You are immune to all effects. Any ongoing effects are frozen. No one can hit you. You simply don't exist. You are not there. And then at the end of those 2d4 rounds, you reappear and continue as though you had never done it. You step out of time.
Cool.
And that is your time shield potion.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Well, who's yet in that fun?
I think we're gonna have to play some games for these.
Oh, I'm good at games.
We should.
And you find one other item.
Yeah.
they're all around a chest. Bally's dragging this.
You find one other item. This is another rune. This one is not. Let's see. This is not officially stronger than the others, but in the scope of things, it could be quite handy. You have found a rune. This is auto for Xander. This is a rune of cold resistance. This goes into armor, and when infused into the armor, gives you resistance 10 to all cold damage coming at you permanently.
Colium dragonkin thing have a resistance to cold rune.
Say that again?
What?
What?
We found this on Calcavad,
It was wrapped in human skin.
and
It might not have been his.
oh, maybe it's a trophy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He seems like a trophy kind of guy. Sildren.
What do we find next?
Oh, we got to talk about moving the tent first. Let's move this tent over.
And that's all I got.
Let's do what Bali asked and move this tent over Sildren to protect him and to protect us.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about the loot grab.
Yeah, Yarrow is interested in the treasure stuff, but he's very concerned about Sildren and how
Yeah.
Bali is acting. So he wants to get this handled. So he will follow Palik's instruction to the letter.
Okay. And what's the plan again, please?
To tear the tent down.
Just tear
and
things down. All right.
Rebuild it.
Make a crafting roll, please.
Oh my goodness.
The first one. Why'd that roll 2? That's sucky. 21. I'm gonna use a hero point because I don't like that.
I show one roll.
I see two.
Oh, I see 2. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna use a hero point to re-roll that.
Can you use a hero point and just take that second one?
4. Roll the
Heroic
four, so
yurt
I don't-
building.
Whoa!
Yeah!
It's a pop tent.
The
There you
natural
go.
20.
You figured that one out, Seth. What the hell just happened?
We
there?
we all pick up. We don't even have to tear it down. We
pick
just
up a peg.
it up and. This is really light.
Everyone hold a corner.
Well, this doesn't weigh very much.
It was way
Almost like a
easier than
magical
anyone
yurt.
thinks.
Like a hollow Easter bunny chocolate thing.
And as we move, it shakes off a lot of the dragon shit and gross stuff that you described earlier.
All right. And moved into the yurt was your goal, yes?
We move it basically over the top of this stone Sildren.
Oh, you moved the yurt over there. Perfect. Got it. Okay. Great. That's not, I'm sure, what Kolkuvad had in mind this morning when he woke up.
They put it there for a reason.
He probably didn't have his guts freezing to the ground.
Had a nice view of the trees.
Yeah.
Okay, Bali, you can fix this, right?
No, I just wanted someplace warm.
Don't be joshing us. We need Sildren.
I know it would not be easy to move around with a delicate statue. This was by far the easiest and safest way for Sildren to survive until tomorrow. We'll need to watch over this place for however long is necessary to make it to that point.
Tomorrow? Okay. That seems doable.
What are the outside dimensions of the yurt? Do you happen to know off the top of your head, Tom?
I said 50-foot diameter.
It's 50-foot diameter, so it's 5
5.
feet the other way, so it's like a really long skirt, like really narrow, or is it like a big circle?
Yeah.
It's like a circus tent made of thick, nasty hides.
Gigantic. So what Xander's gonna do is he's gonna build a wall of stone inside the yurt around all of us.
All right.
I can do 120 feet of that, so I'm gonna do it you know what that is, around that's
So-
30.
A semicircle or like a three?
No. It's a box. We'll do a box inside the yurt. So 30 feet, 30 feet, 30 feet, 30 feet,
How do we-
120 feet.
How do we?
Nobody needs to go to that.
Stop.
You figure that part out later on. I'm helping right now.
Which corner?
Two of us can fly.
Where's
Okay.
Where's the poo
Two.
corner?
Two of us can fly.
All right. So I'll take one of the walls down. So it's 29 by 30 by 30 by 30, you pansies. 25.
Just
We have
saying.
to get out.
You weak bladdered bastards.
Sildren can hold it. Look at him.
I mean, we can dig a hole, right?
I mean, yes.
Right?
But I
mean,
need
fine.
my
If you
I
wanna
need my
encase
workspace
us-
clear. I can't have urine and who knows what else all over the place.
There's a
Stone
5-foot
walls
wall.
popping up everywhere. It's very distracting. Polygons.
I think
How long
Jeremy's kind of like, I thought you would like the idea of a stone wall.
Xander,
guy."
how long does it take you to cast that stone wall?
About 18 seconds.
Well, then, if we have to use it, why don't you just cast it if something bad happens?
All right, I'll do it then.
And that's permanent, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Nice.
So Vali said we need at least a day. So Yaru is beginning perimeter.
Yeah, you guys are like 11 o'clock in the morning, so you started early your hike across the wall and into this forest with Sildren, and so been a couple hours.
Yeah.
You got a long day still ahead of you.
Bali is
Okay.
preparing and spending time with the statue, and of course he has to stay close for this this protection. So he will do that. So
Bully.
essentially, Bali's workspace looks like he's got these large scrolls that he always carts around. They're all unfurled on the floor, and he's got candles and whatnot propped around, and he's doing lots of intricate studying and resorting all his knowledge to try and fix this situation. That's what he's doing.
Bully.
No, I lost my place. What?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. But
This rate, Sildren's gonna turn back into Jello.
I'm feeling a bit a little tired. I have not so many hit points.
Oh my God, he's bleeding out. Someone help the mouse. He's going pale.
Malik's gonna walk over to Bali and touch him.
Yeah.
Does your
I am
is your vital
still
beacon still?
yes, I'm still very much vital beacon. So that'll be a 60-10 for that roll.
Percy just looks at Palik like,
Oh,
what the fuck you just do?
Yeah. Magic. That's what I did.
All right.
I'm gonna do that too.
Come forward. I will bless you in the Stone Father's name.
You said 6D 6D10.
6D10.
You want me to roll that, or do you want to
Office
roll it?
Space with,
Why don't you roll it
wait
since I'm
for the
engaged
cake
in other
and
stuff?
just never gets it.
Solid
48
roll.
Wow.
48 to Yaru. Thank you.
Too many touchings. 60-10, then 68, then 66.
Oh,
I got second.
Oh wait.
So,
I get second.
all
Then
right.
68.
Go ahead and take your roll. Take that, Master Yaru. You rolled
The
first.
last one is 64, and the spell dissipates.
Sildren will take that one.
Yeah, and what is Sildren doing? Oh, never mind. Just hold on, Chris. Yeah.
I don't know where are we all at. Xaner's
How do I
looking okay. I'll
mute
do the
Chris permanently?
66.
Oh no. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying that's for everybody gets all of that shit.
No.
Oh,
So
no,
you
no.
get
I'm
48.
so sorry. Let me do the least. I'll do the D4.
It's just
It'll be-
touching. It's not complex.
I'll
So
take
did
the
anyone take the
D4
10?
roll.
Go
check
ahead,
out
go ahead,
Piercy.
Piercy.
Oh, okay.
Piercy, take the D10. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's my fault.
what? Wait, we gotta get in line. Who's in front of the line? Piercy's
I
first.
bless you. I bless you. I bless you.
No way. My 68 was way better than that. Damn it.
Sorry
68
about
was 40,
you.
Your 60-10 was 28. Rude.
So let's see. I have
Oh,
to do
sorry.
the math now. 29,
Oh my god.
and
Well,
then
I'm gonna blow up. I don't think Vital Beacon was meant to go off this much. This
It's too
fast.
much. The circuit's overloading. It's about to flip.
like a vital strobe light.
Xander, do you want to use that last one? I can do battle medicine on myself.
Yeah, I'll get in on that.
Okay.
oh,
Is that 6s or 4s for Xander?
Take the 4s. Or I thought it was 64.
Six. There.
We gotta do 6
Piercy
sixes
took
first.
the 10s. Malik took the 8s. So there's 6s and 4s left.
I don't even know where.
Yeah! Xander loves 6s for 18 points. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you, Bali.
And Yaru gets 14 hit points to himself.
And who wants the twos?
You have to go lower.
Bunch of coin flips.
What are we looking at? I see Piercy's still very heavily damaged. Is that the case, or are you not updated on
nope. That's
yeah, no,
it.
he really wanted those 10s. and
I have
slaughtered them.
another potion. If you want that?
Can you do battle medicine on everybody too?
that? In
Yaru?
battle, I can do one. I can
No.
do one here.
Yaru has like battle medicine. Like.
I'm busy anyway. Stop
Once a
touching
day.
me. Go outside.
I do. I can. Oh, oops, I forgot about that. Yeah, I can do that if you'd like. I was going to give you my moderate
No,
elixir
don't
of
blow
life.
potions unless we need to. Those are expensive little
All right,
sons of
I'll just do
bitches.
battle medicine on Piercy then.
Once the healing is out, Xander wants to take Yelena back outside of the yurt
26.
to kind of process.
Okay.
And Palik would like to find Shunka and at least like try to calm him a little.
Make a nature roll, Palik.
Yeah, natural one.
Ooh!
Yeah. Shuka's not in a good mood.
Man.
With a natural 1, Shunka bites your hand as you approach her master and his master and Shunka
Thank you.
himself, and he bites at you defensively and just not sure what's going on, and growls. Does just 4 points of piercing damage to your hand.
I feel like he should have to roll an attack on that.
Nope. It does 4 points of damage, piercing damage to Palik, and wounds your hand enough that you are -1 to attack until the next 2 days.
Oh. That's the most damage that little bastard's ever done.
Solid hit.
So yeah, after all the healing and stuff, Yaru's watching Xander with Yelena, but he's also doing, like you said, perimeter search.
Okay.
For the day.
Piercy's rummaging through his pack and comes across a bottle of what he thinks he remembers as being jellied shark. And he's looking at it, trying to remember exactly what it might do.
The jellied shark.
Nothing good.
Yeah. Let me look up jellied.
Anything like left shark? Huh? Left shark from Super Bowl thing? Never mind.
No, I
Statue tries to make jokes.
I'll just go back to being a statue now.
For the best. You do not know.
don't-
Just sitting in your pack, wobbling around.
Well, we got some time. Maybe I try this out. And Piercy ingests one of these bottle contents.
All right. With some jellied shark in your belly, jelly in your belly, it does not do anything unusual. It seems to have no magical properties other than being very edible and surprisingly sweet and tasty. It might be worth something to people that need some sort of barter or trade or something.
Ah, it's a good stuff. Well, it's not worth anything now.
And you still have some. You still have plenty left.
Okay.
If you want. Yelena is outside the hut with you, Xander.
Yes. Are you okay?
What's going to happen with Sildren?
Well, to be honest, I'm not really sure, but it seems like Bally's kind of taking care of it. He seems to have an idea and a plan, and it takes another day to do it. There's a lot of spells that I can do that sometimes take a long time to either recover them or to get back from them. He may be trying to build his strength, or he may just be trying to learn something new. But I think that if it was really a problem, if we were going to lose Sildren completely, he'd tell us.
I don't know how all that works. My magic just kind of comes to me whenever it comes to me, and I appreciate you teaching me. You keep saying that I'm gonna be helpful. I didn't do anything at all there. There was magic flying and those guys. It was crazy.
Well, did you see that part where I was a dragon?
Yeah.
I wasn't helpful at all either. All I did was make a mess over here and throw some snow over there. It's not always that easy. Sometimes it's just about trying what you have and knowing what's inside. You just gotta trust what's there. Right now, this was a good fight for you to not be a part of, because you could have really been hurt. Like Sildren. Or for Piercy over there. But you stayed safe, which was good.
What's gonna happen to Sildren if you can't fix him?
That's not a great conversation that we need to worry about right now. we could just practice some more things that we wanted to work on. Or if you want, we could take a walk and see what you see in the world.
I think a walk would be much better. As you go for a stroll through the light snow on the ground and the snow-covered trees, one thing she brings up is, so what are we going to do next? Let's say the Bali is able to work some magic and help. What now?
Well, there's probably a couple of ideas that we could do. We could start by heading back and telling the general all that's happened here and that Kolkuvad is down. But more likely, we're going to follow the clues that take us to the next thing. Did you hear me reading that letter out loud? The one that was written poorly?
I heard some of it.
There's some parts in there that are really important. There's another dragon out there. The one that's been attacking this wall. And there's a tower that apparently they can't get into that has some sort of silent fate. We've seen towers like the one they've talked about before, and we may have some tricks up our sleeve that might help us get some information.
How do you do it? I've never been around this before, and now in one day I've seen a man murdered by us. I've seen several of these dragonkin killed. I've seen us badly hurt. Sildren turned to stone, and then a prisoner was murdered by Palik. This isn't the heroic stories I was raised of as a girl. Why would anyone listen to stories like this? This is horrendous. They should go watch other streams. This is just...
No, you're not wrong. The hero stories never say exactly how it is. The songs never come out with the actual hard truth of what we go through. But if we don't do these hard jobs, then the work won't get done. And people could really get hurt and die, even more than they have before.
People did get hurt.
Yes. And I mean, think of the attacks that happened on your village before we got there. The Colium guards are taking everything to war. And we're working on our best to keep everyone safe as much as possible. And unfortunately, some people get hurt along the way. We try to hurt them more than they hurt us, but it happens all around.
These attacks on villages will be stopped because Palik stabbed a man kneeling on the ground? A creature kneeling on the ground?
Actually, most of them will be stopped because Sildren shot a guy in the face. But yes, because the spies don't spy anymore, because the information doesn't get through, we are able to protect other villages and other areas. It's the only thing that keeps us going, Elena. There's a lot of horrible things out here, but knowing that the actions that we take will cause greater things to happen and keep more people safe later on are why we continue to do this. Now, I don't know if this is what your magic is for. I do believe that I have this gift and I have this magic to make the world better. And there's a lot of bad things that I have to take care of first to do that. Your magic may be doing something like that too. I believe that your magic is going to make the whole world better. Otherwise, why would you have it? But there could be something else. It doesn't have to be fighting. It doesn't have to be war. There's a lot of things that we can do with magic that's fun all by itself.
I just wasn't expecting so much violence so soon. Why don't I tell you of my neighboring village and the crazy, interesting festival they have for pie? And she goes off trying to change the tone of the conversation. You guys go off on a walk and you gain neighboring village pie lore skill at expert level. What else would you guys like to do?
Well, we have some treasure to split up.
I'm hanging on to that wand, by the way. I just have it tucked in my belt. Just in case!
We should wait to see what Bali's word on Sildren is before we split the remaining treasures.
That's fair enough.
You have something in your throat, Polly.
Is that so we can reduce the cut?
All right, we can fast forward time if you guys would like.
Bolly has
Yaru is spending time meditating in his own way. If it probably doesn't help his Stone Father's religion at all, but he's trying to lend any spiritual guidance he can to the situation when he's not patrolling.
All right.
Bolly's very intimately attuned with the statue there, and actually will probably have a scene later.
Okay. Several hours go. Yeah, I know. That was an interesting choice of words.
Your eyes are shut.
Chris is like, should I mute or unmute my microphone for this?
No, his eyes are open. He's locked in, screaming in terror. You just can't hear it. I hear and feel everything. Why can't they hear me?
This is how
Several hours go by. And you, Yaru, in your patrol, hear off in the distance a loud bellowing roar of a dragon off in the distance.
Okay. We're in the evening times now? The dark
It is getting towards
times-ish?
sunset right now. Yep.
Okay. Still light outside. Yeah, I will grab Palik, and with her I will try to not convince her. I'll just explain to her what I just heard. Palik,
Yeah.
stay very quiet. I believe the creature that it was in Xana's letter could be near. Should we investigate?
I think we
remain
should
here?
remain here. Simply for the fact, if we do get into trouble, it'll be just us, and we need to protect.
Perhaps it's time for Xana's stone wall now.
Or we just wait and see. I mean, if the dragon comes up, he can cast it quickly.
Very well. Yeah, Yaru will quietly, but as wind jumpy as he can, run across the light powdered snow to the yurt
Okay.
to let everybody know what he's just heard.
All right. Go ahead. You race into the yurt where everyone's resting.
Everyone remain quiet and calm. We are not alone in this forest. The dragon Vodak is here. He is nearby.
Sure.
I am not sure of the range of a dragon's roar, but if you can hear it, you are too close.
You heard it. So
I
we're too
heard
close.
it.
Yeah, maybe we need to go away.
Yep, everybody pick up the statue. Let's go. We must remain calm and very quiet. Xana,
Yep.
have your magic wall ready.
Are there,
Okie dokie.
are there torches going? Do we need to douse those?
Within the tent, I would imagine there's some torchlight. But outside of all the lights in the camp, Yaru has turned off, has dimmed with his paws.
We should probably douse these lights as well.
Do you need him to do your thing?
Oh, these eyes are as keen as ever in the dark.
Short of that,
Says to the statue.
Yaru is also going to bury as best he can and quickly the body of Kal Kuvat.
Okay.
So there's no smell. At
All
least.
right. Yaru is out there and quickly digging into the earth as frantically as you can to dig a shallow grave for this
Yep.
Dragonkin commander.
Yes.
Where's Shunka in all of this? Is she hanging around, or is she like
He is
I think we're just gonna have to
hanging
switch
around
Shunka
and-
to they at some point.
Junka. He is laying next to Sildren and laying up against, and is not letting Palik get anywhere near.
Palik's not getting anywhere
The statue.
near Shunka, but she's still like trying to watch after him.
Gotcha. All right, Yaru, you are digging and digging. You have only got maybe a third of the way of any decent shallow grave in. You still have quite a ways to go when you hear another roar of that dragon. Again, this is fainter and farther away.
Okay. He perks up, listens for a few moments to hear if there's any branches bristling or anything like that. Notices it is further away. Does continue to dig
All right.
the grave, but it's very shallow, as you said.
Okay.
There's quite a bit of mass above the earth.
Okay. You finish burying Kul Kuvad, and you hear no more dragon as night falls. Bali, you said you had something going on with this statue.
Yes, so it is, everyone's in the tent. I guess they're resting through the night. Bali's pushing himself through the night to try and protect, but also do his spell work and whatnot. And while he's there, he's got his incantations going, and he's walking about the statue, aware that Shunka's there, but still just pacing and looking at this. And you can hear him muttering where he's talking. He's saying prayers, but words can be heard where he's the deep sleep is upon you. I know that you may be afraid. You're in a new place now. Maybe even at the side of the Stonefather himself. I stand with you as you stand right to the Stonefather. There's too much smoke in here. I don't know how difficult this will be for you. I know that in this new body, that could be quite unnerving. But this deep sleep, let it be restless or not restless. And hopefully we will see you soon. And Bali keeps muttering other prayers and keeps doing that. And he's placing various ornaments and whatnot that Bali personally has on the statue itself, in kind of a way of, it's more shrine than someone who might actually pull through. So he's kind of playing the odds here.
Oh, okay.
And then he continues. He's not resting through the night. He's very focused on this. So I know he'll probably be fatigued when all's said and done, but there you go.
All right. Okay. It is the next morning. People have gotten rest. You guys have healed up your hit points, refreshing magic as necessary. You've heard no other challenges or roars of any kind. And it is a new day. Morning is starting to dawn. The statue is still warm inside this yurt. Shunka has not slept and is right there.
You have a rest feature, or should we reset our stuff?
You guys have to do, well, I think you guys have to do that yourself with this system. That was Fantasy Grounds. No, I got it. Rest for the night. See if that may not get your hit points, but it should get your spells, maybe?
I got both for me.
Got Bully.
There we
Bully
go.
got taken care of.
Vital beacon goes off immediately. Bing.
couple weeks back.
Looks like it might be per character.
Yeah,
Oh, they
no,
might.
it's
That's cool.
It's one button. I'm going to hit it again. So I might refresh something. Give it a whirl.
Ooh. Okay.
Bully Ashbeard awakens fully rested.
And Vital Beacon goes off again for the second time that minute. Bali appears, if you're advancing to this part.
Yeah.
Bali appears. He's actually kind of curled up on one of his scrolls. He's fallen asleep. He's got it pulled over him. But he wakes up and says, I think we can do this now. And
What do we need to do? What do you need help with?
I've done all the work. You've kept anything possibly bad that could have happened away. And I think now we can begin. And Bali will begin to cast Stone to Flesh.
All right. This is not a small spell. This is one of the highest level spells Bali can cast. So be grateful he leveled up for this magic.
Wow.
It is in the morning. There is a perk up to Shunka as you start placing your hands upon Sildren. And there is a bit of a cracking sound. And what else visually happens? Chris, you can describe this moment as the magic kicks in from Bali.
Oh, I thought Bali would have something for this.
Or Bali, you can if you want to jump in.
Sure. As a lot of these spells, the healing spells work, there's a lot of ground dust that just floats and hovers and stays in the air. But for you, it's very much the opposite. Particles of dust, not huge chunks of it, just kind of wash away very slowly, starting at the tips of the fingers and whatnot. The very last part of you that actually turns from its unfortunate instance is your eyes, as there's a sparkle of amethyst before it gives way to your fleshiness, and you are returned back to you were. I guess you were in some sort of attacking pose at that time.
Yeah, as Sildren crumples to the ground, and just lays there for a while, and slowly he'll reach out a hand and rub Shunka's fur as Shunka's kind of nuzzling it into him.
Chewbacca, got it.
What?
Chewbacca, I understand.
Yeah. And then Sildren rises up, very stoic, a little slowish, definitely affected by the experience.
Are you okay? Where's your health at? Oh, you're pretty well sullen.
Yeah, I was totally fine until that whole turn to stone thing. What happened?
I would say you were touched by the Stone Father himself. A perfect replica, fine workmanship. But you're not Stonekin, and you would not have survived if you'd stayed that way much longer.
It felt like the weight of a mountain was upon me, and like through a haze. These massive stone pillars and a cacophony of deep rumbling voices, but I couldn't lift my head to see them. And then nothing, darkness.
You had a dream? The world pillars. Stonefather praised! Oh, sure. I'm glad to have you back. And Bali starts picking up the different trinkets and whatnot.
All right.
Sometimes the darkness is where you find yourself, Sildren. I'm glad to have you amongst the living.
It's
Be
a good
amongst the
omen.
living.
A good omen. Unfortunate, but a good omen. Bolly,
So glad you're back.
Bolly scruffs the pup and then dashes outside for a moment.
All right, Palik, make a fortitude saving throw, 30 or higher, please.
God damn it. Yeah!
Oh my god.
With a natural 20, you have healed from the wound on your hand. There is no scar left, and you have found, as you're checking out your hand, that Shunka rubs up against you just briefly on his way out the door, as some sort of minor
It's all
apology.
good, buddy. You were in it's a panic. It's all good.
That's a 1 and a 20 on either side of that situation. That's kind of odd.
Okay.
It's cold. Rations are being spread out. And
Yeah,
Xander's
so
talking.
you guys, we were talking about plans, Yelena and I earlier, and there's a couple of ways that we could go. Obviously, Yaros knows where the dragon is, and he could probably track that one down, but there's also that tower back on the other side of the wall for the east. There are some, like, if I remember, there's like some squads in between here and there, but we're on the other side of the wall, and we've taken out Kol Kuvad. What do you think we should do?
I assume Sildren gets caught up on current events.
Sure.
Here, read Old Byzrin.
We could proceed to the tower, or we could return to the general, and on the way there, perhaps see if we can find that missing magical, was it ink? Some magical component that he needed. A smaller mission, but after facing Kol Kuvad, one I think we could handle easily.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
This also gives us time to see the effects on Kol Kuvad's death. What this means for the Colium army.
And the death of the traitor, Shavad.
Isn't that guy just gonna give us more shit tasks to do though?
He does think that it works
Perhaps.
for him.
We
And he
could.
doesn't like me at all. And he really wouldn't like Yelena.
Then perhaps we go to the tower, since we told him to send someone else for the ink, should we
We
not return?
could head back towards the wall where we crossed and have a message sent to the king, and then proceed our way to the wall. So we do not need to.
To the real king or to the fake king?
Why not both?
Oh, okay.
2 messages.
Dear every king, we're on our way to the Tower of Scorgenar.
What
XXO.
message do you want to send?
Well, we
That Kol
killed this
Kuvad is
guy.
dead.
Hmm.
They had a traitor.
That we're basically up here and kicking ass,
News,
doing what they can't do.
news of the traitor surely will have already caught them, thanks to your friend, Idrisil.
Yeah, but if we're backing it up, it's
Fair enough.
Signed, your heroes.
Ollie returns with a large tankard of water for the druid, who might be parched.
And parched.
How far? Like how long?
It feels
would
very
take,
dusty.
What's that, Tim?
Would it take a small animal to get from where we are back to the king?
Back to
Which
the
general? Sorry.
general in the city? That is a great, awesome question.
Is
I
it a
actually have to bring
flying
up
animal?
my map. There it is. Iveron strategy map. Just taking a quick look here. How the heck do I... You know what? Why don't I activate it so you guys can see it too? And I'll put it on the video so anyone wanting to see can see see it as well. Let's go here. And let's go.
Do I hear
there.
singing frogs?
There are some frogs,
Must
god
be
darn it.
spring.
I just put myself in
the
Colium's
frogs.
campsite.
Good job. All right. You will be the party token then.
Yes.
So you are there. Your question was how long for an animal there to there? That's from there to there. You're what kind of
I
animal?
would say a flying animal. An expedient
flying animal? Could get there in probably less than a day.
Excellent. Piercy says, how about this? Someone write up a note and I'll get it back to the general.
How are you going to do that?
I'll find a friend to do it for me.
We're all friends here. What do you mean?
Maybe a fast one, maybe a flying friend.
I'm fast? Oh,
Maybe-
I can't fly.
And
I can
Piercy-
fly. Is
Yeah.
it me? Am I
You
the
can
friend?
fly?
To use
Piercy
the power
pulls-
of friendship?
Piercy pulls out from his pack a little ration and just kind of starts just waving it around in the air.
What are you?
Ollie follows you around for a little bit.
I'm imagining Shunka circling underneath.
Summoning a flying, we'll say a crow.
When they were searching the body, was there anything particular on Kalkovad that identified him differently as a general or as something that, like, did he have a bling with his name on it? that
Sure,
said
he had some heraldry that identified him. You can also you knew that from a seal on that scroll that you also broke to get access, and you also have his seal making stamp as well, if that's of value.
Oh, that's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
great.
And the ability to write in Old Byzrin.
Yep. Also in Nordric, which is what Xander suggests doing, that he can write a note in Nordric to send per Piercy's message.
All right, what's the message?
Gracious King!
It's a long, rambling, all caps, lots of exclamation points, Xander speech.
From the
No, it's
defenders
just,
of the
we did
realm,
it!
Champions of the King of Navarre. Right, it's gonna be a
Like a whole
please-
page of titles.
Keep it to little
Let's
small.
do it.
Piercy can write in Nordric too. Maybe he should just make it.
Do it.
Piercy, no. Piercy just takes a small scrap and paper and says,
That's not gonna be big enough for our names.
Calcavad is dead in Nordric.
Thanks to defenders of
He
the
rolls
realm.
it up. He rolls it up. He takes Calcavad's own seal, melts a little wax, and seals it.
All right.
And I assume a corvid of some sort shows up here shortly.
Ooh, Corvid, is that a bird?
Yes.
I know things.
Um,
Natural sorcery.
and kind of lands sort of like a falcon would on a falconer's glove, and
Okay.
you see a ring on Piercy's finger kind of glow and glisten for a moment, and Piercy ties this note to the leg of the bird and whispers something to him, and the bird heads off southwest.
Straight like an arrow.
As the
On.
bird flies?
With the
As the crow flies?
The crow flies.
Nice.
Sildren very intrigued by what Piercy just did.
It's just a ring I have. It does the things.
That was very impressive,
It's a
Piercy.
good skill. Not to throw a wrinkle in our potential plans, but to throw out another thought of something else we could do in this message that you showed me that was drawn from Kolkavad. They were talking about issues with the force to the west. We're close to that. We could go and further disrupt and demoralize and perhaps break that force through some means. a thought. I know the tower, perhaps, if that is the silent fate spoken of, may be of more import. But we're close, and it was an idea I thought I would.
Do you want to take on a whole army? Just us?
I mean, it is Tuesday.
That's true, but we could join up. Like we could join with the northern forces and go after the army. If it's just us, we're only going to be able to accomplish so much.
We could just... I don't know if we need to fight the whole army, but demoralize them in some way.
Whatever is in the Tower of Skodrenar, should we destroy that, it could demoralize them a great deal, or perhaps use it to our advantage.
True.
I say we begin our search for the tower. We know its
Very
rough
well.
location. Do we go along the wall or remain on the north side?
I think we remain up here.
I agree.
And looking at that map, it looks like there are forces along the wall there where the river's running to the east, and it's kind of snakes to the north a little bit.
Correct.
Is that correct?
That is the intel you received back in the city several days ago.
Perhaps we head north and east, east to northeast, and disrupt any supply lines we might run into as we pass through.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. When Yaru heard the dragon roars, the first time and the second time, did he decipher the location of where it was going?
Good question. Make a survival roll.
We'll do so. He knows it got further away, but we did not say what direction. Survival roll, a 28.
28, yes. It was somewhere northeast or east.
Heading northeast. Northeast, east-ish?
Either
Okay.
east or northeast. You're not exactly sure. One of those two cardinal directions.
Gotcha.
That vague area.
I would warn you, Sildren. I know Vodak the White is in this territory. He would be a much more fearsome enemy than any of the regular dragonkin we have come across so far, including Kalkuvad. We must be sure not to go too far north and keep away from his scent if possible.
We just want to be far enough north that we avoid the bulk of the Colium forces.
Yes, it will be a thin line to thread, but we can do it. I believe in us. Before we do that, and actually kind of during the night, Yaru has been fiddling with his hand wraps, and he has decided to defuse the cold rune altogether from the wraps.
Oh, okay.
It has come into a time where the roll of a 24 to get that slowed one
Has phased out.
meaningless completely. So,
I am appreciative of what's happening, yes.
So I'm gonna free up a space on my hand wraps of mighty blows here, if that's possible.
It is. You will need someone with Arcana to make a roll to possibly save that rune that's coming out.
Okay,
I can do
Xana,
that.
could you lend me a wand or a hand, not a wand?
Xander, make a 28 or higher Arcana.
If Xander uses assurance and adds 20 to that, that would be a 30.
No, assurance adds plus 10.
Plus 10. So just plus 10 plus whatever my skill number
Yes.
is. So that would be a total of 30.
Oh,
'Cause
Xander
I have 20,
passes.
so just
He
use
is
assurance.
good.
Thank you.
All right, you were able to pop that out and slot in something else. What are you slotting in?
Well, that is.
Yeah, we got to talk. I think
this
this in the party loot. That greater striking rune. I think was Sildren's. He was going to put on his bow. So I think that's already spoken.
I believe
for. We have.
But wouldn't that do better on someone who attacks more often?
I think everybody that attacks more often
Is everyone maxed out?
at that level already.
That is incorrect.
Oh, it's not. It is. What? Okay. Well, what does Palik have on her rapier?
Everyone, show your weapons.
Empty your bags.
Helms up, boys.
If you go to your weapon, do you guys your equipment list? If you look to the right of your equipment list, do you have a edit item button?
Yes.
And if you click the edit item button, you should have a details tab at the top right.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you scroll down, it tells you the potency rune. So you probably have a 0, a +1. Most of you probably have a +2. Then it has the striking rune, and that is how much additional dice damage. If it is striking, you get 1 additional die, and some of you have greater striking, which is 2 additional dice. But I don't think everyone does.
Yaru does have that.
So does Palik.
Oh, okay. Piercy?
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Piercy says 1 moment.
+2 striking flaming sword. I got 2 details or weapon summon.
Details.
Inventory. Click on your weapon.
He's got that part. He's got that
Okay,
part.
I have a striking rune, and I have a
Right.
flaming rune, and I have a keen
So-
rune. Okay.
So what you do not have is a greater striking rune.
So that would be best in Piercy's
Yeah.
possession. And then if we can, Sildren could take then the striking rune.
I thought we talked about this last time. You can't take one off and give.
Just
Yeah.
did.
On those you cannot. Those get
Okay.
nulled when you're
Okay.
replacing the same. That's a little house rule we have.
So, yeah, that's why I didn't take the last greater striking rune. Because
It's your call.
if someone else can use it, doesn't have a striking rune at all. Could just.
I mean, Sildren doesn't.
It's between
He
you guys, for sure.
isn't a healer anymore, but he has other things. So Piercy, you would still probably benefit from it most.
Okay.
Could you put spell storing on a bow and then fire an arrow that would also trigger a level 3 spell?
Good question.
And then are there any other runes just floating around?
There are.
So if you
go to the party sheet,
yeah, in the
there's-
party sheet,
there's
we've
a
got
bunch
a
of shit.
conversation to have here.
Okay.
That cold resistant rune is tasty looking.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yara's looking at replacing his frost rune for the cold rune.
Let's
I'm
see
up to
here.
Discussing it.
It doesn't say anything regarding the just says a weapon. So yeah, it would be 1 use of that weapon. Spell is no effect. On your previous action, you hit and damaged a creature with this weapon, so it could be used on a bow. Yes. So the frost rune, the cold resistant rune, that is an armor rune. It goes on to armor.
Oh, yeah. So I cannot use that instead.
Piercy, are you taking the striking?
I'll take the greater. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how to change on your thing? I'll delete it from the party loot. All right. And then making a damage roll just to see that it's showing in the reflecting.
Okay. So
And the damage.
there's the greater installed. What's this?
Bully, are you thinking about using that spell storing rune on your hammer?
No, I'm not touching any of that. The hammer is
Striking rune is
almost purely
26.
decorative. At this
Perfect.
point, it's a walker.
Cool.
Nice.
Then Sildren, you could really boost up your bow in a way that Idrisil never could. To make that thing a superpower magic item. And you don't even have to use your spells. I could give you some spells. It'd be crazy.
I would be happy to do that.
And then Yaru seems to want to get rid of his frost rune. So Yaru, you would have access to the keen or the spell storing that they're talking about. The cold resistant would not fit in your class.
Okay. Yeah. If they're talking about the spell storing for the bow,
Yeah,
I think
do it.
the keen rune would be fantastic for Yaru.
All right.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I would yield to whatever the best runes are for the melee people and for the main,
Could you
people who
imagine
use
punching out a
weapons.
lightning bolt?
Yeah, remind me about.
I do have some use for it, but I'll take the leftovers basically.
The spell storing, the spell storing allows you to get a little creative and let loose a lowish level spell on an enemy after you hit. You spend one action, can release the stored magic, but it's essentially one time only until there's downtime for the wizard to spend a minute to reinfuse it.
Searing light.
So that's
a third level spell. Fireball.
Sure. So that gives you options.
Great.
However, the keen rune doesn't do any additional damage, but it does extend your criticals, which is going to trigger more when you're doing lots of different attacks.
Yeah, I think the keen rune is more
for sure.
better suited for Yaru.
Okay. We're putting keen down. The only thing you have to know is that I don't think it's tracked in the system. You just have to remember a natural 19 is now a bumped up level of success.
I can't edit my items anymore.
I just did it for you.
Oh, thank you.
Sildren was able to
You
put
should be
the spell storing rune in his bow.
I got one of these like hot bags too. These like blows up, causes fire damage. Somebody should take that.
So Tom, I'm going to delete the spell storing rune then out of the equipment since it's technically on his bow.
Okay.
Same for the keen rune.
All right.
You want to give me a hot bag?
I don't know. You do crafty things sometimes. It worked out pretty good in the last fight.
Okay, how big is it?
Fits in your face.
It's like a whoopee cushion.
Will it fit in my pouch?
It's like a bagpipe.
Your mouth?
You have a
Is that
backpack
what you're
for a
asking?
reason.
You can put it in your mouth.
It fits in here.
Take it out of put it in your inventory.
Not the first time you've heard that.
Yeah.
Take it out and put it in your inventory. Yeah, that's hot.
Bali could take the shield potion, the time shield potion.
Yeah, I was about to offer
That's
that
a great call. Also,
Just
Bali,
say
you
that.
should probably take that cold resistant rune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Protect you
He
against
says
the
out of
cold.
character? What?
You have armor of tissue paper.
That's true.
We gotta protect you. When you take a hit, you take a hit. Period.
And if you fall down, we're all screwed. We have to go back to Sildren healing us.
And he doesn't want to.
If you,
I keep thinking you are. It's a leftover from Sir Brenros of this tough guy, and then you've got Olgrim's tough voice, and so combined, I keep thinking you are a cleric decked out in armor, and you are not.
Wow. Alrighty then. I think you're all insane.
I would have taken it, but I can't.
That sounds very.
Wow.
Stop putting it on me.
Wow.
That's all I
That is
got. I don't have
ridiculous.
any Scottish. It's all pirate, you guys. It's
Robes of the
Banner and pirate.
Stonefather, I am now augmenting. Holy Jesus. With a greater cult rune.
It's still a stone. I mean, it's just a really nice stone.
Greater. Where is
Yeah, you dicks. I get dibs on next rich stuff we find.
Did you get nothing?
I got dicked out of this whole thing. It's all right though.
Palink, it's about the Raider Wood for the party.
Well, I'm
Raider
already
wood?
doing,
What?
I'm kicking ass already, so it's all right. You guys can have a little room to catch up now.
Yeah, it's not like you're doing like 80 some odd points of damage a hit, but yeah, let's complain about what you're getting.
There's still an open spot on my sword that the nice little fat rune will fit right into. It's all good though.
If
And
the
so-
icon is blue and lit up, that means I'm wearing it, right? For the armor, I just want to make sure I'm wearing the armor.
Should be equipped. Should have your equip button.
Yeah, if it's blue, you're equipped.
Okay.
And is that greater rune from Kol Kavad that we just got?
No.
Okay, because there was another rune that we had talked about, Tom, that had gone to Sildren, but we talked about it last session
That's what it
briefly,
was.
and you said there would need to be some downtime.
That was the greater striking rune that Piercy just took.
Thick.
So that
Oh,
wasn't one found on Kol Kavad.
That
Then.
was not Kol Kavad.
Not no, that was left over in the party loot
Okay.
window.
All right. Cool.
I think like 2 episodes back, that's what you were gonna put on your.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Perfect. I just wanted to double check that.
Okay.
Is there a character sheet representation of the resistance I now possess, or I just have to remember that now?
You do have to remember it because we're not applying the damage.
That's fine. Okay.
But
things.
on the left side of your character sheet, there is a place where you can put resistances.
Yeah, on the main page, there's
Oh, yeah,
resistance.
okay.
You can it's just for you to remember and see. But as we're not directly applying things, it won't do it for you.
Okay. I'll just
Okay.
use this as a tool.
All right, you guys ready to head out?
Let's do it.
All right, you guys were heading out north, east
Can
by
Sildren
northeast.
put a spell on that rune?
Yeah,
Or
what-
his spell?
oh, absolutely.
Searing Light.
Dragon.
Putting a level 3 searing light.
You sure you don't want a lightning bolt? I
What
can
is
give
a
you a
lightning
lightning
bolt?
bolt.
Is that the same as chain lightning?
Yeah, do something badass from Zinger.
Searing light only works against evil. Heh,
No, that's not true.
sure it is.
You don't know.
I'm a
any.
sorcerer.
Maybe since we're
Talk
up
to me about
north
lightning
here,
bolt, Xander.
what about a fire spell? Since we're battling all these
Yeah.
assholes that are weak to fire.
Perhaps a fireball.
Yeah, we can do fireballs. I got your fireball right here.
All right, fireball it is.
We call that cinnamon.
So I guess we're gonna do a fireball on Sildren's bow.
Okay, so with this, trying to get it to come up. Come on. With this, it is being difficult.
And then Sildren's also switched back to the rapier for it trading out the bastard sword.
The entities from the spell allowed to be cast.
Want me to teach you how to use that, little guy?
I've
He
been
says,
watching.
looking up.
I've been watching you.
I just love that Palit calls everyone little guy.
Yeah.
Okay, it takes 1 minute to cast. You have to cast it from your spell slot. So that spell slot is gone, Xander.
Okay.
But it doesn't go away at the end of the day like other spells do. It's stored in there, which is kind of handy. And then this was a fireball, is that correct?
Correct.
It loses all properties of the fireball, which is bad and good for you, Sildren. So it will not explode hurting you. It will not explode hurting other people. It will just affect this one person, but it will still have the fire trait and do the damage of a level 3 fireball to that one person, in addition to the normal blow.
What is the damage on that, Xander?
8d6.
Jeez. That's quite
Okay.
an arrow
Fire.
shot if you hit. And it takes one action after you hit to trigger that spell.
Got it.
Nice.
It's also
it's
a
al-
20-foot radius.
But we're not doing the radius.
Not radius, okay.
It's just going to have that.
Is there a better single target fire third level spell you have?
Well, I do have a bolt of lightning. That's 4d12. Depending.
The fire will be better up
Yeah.
here.
Agreed.
All right, you have fire. You essentially have what I'm imagining as a Rambo First Blood Part 2 exploding arrow that hits, sits there and sizzles for a second. All right, now the group heads out to the northeast through the snow behind enemy
And
lines.
Sildren is leading, and he will be casting a 4th level Pass Without a Trace spell.
What is this? This could
So
be
it
quite helpful.
is duration is 8 hours, as a range of 20 feet, in an area of a 20-foot emanation affecting up to 10 creatures. Obscure the tracks you leave behind, make it harder for others to find you. DC checks to track you gains +4 status bonus. You can benefit from only 1 Pass Without a Trace at a time. So basically, we're much harder to find, track, and see.
Nice. Hold on, I was still looking at it. Make it hard for others to find you. It does not affect stealth or perception. This is just tracking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, we're more or less passing without a trace.
That is great. That is fantastic. To augment the live spotting, you guys do have those interesting cloaks and robes and everything you put some effort into as well before you began this trek. It is a little challenging for Yelena, who is not used to, she's used to the cold living in Iveron, but not used to wearing all this gear and being the stressed environment heading out. You let her know that this is definitely dangerous territory, but to stay close.
Let's just strap her to Piercy's back.
To Piercy's back.
Yara's back would be fine.
Hello.
As you guys are hiking to the northeast, you travel a 2/3 of the daylight hours. So we're maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon of this next day as you hike and hike, when you see there are a flock is the best word I can think of about a dozen dragonkin flying up ahead across your path to be, and you hunker down low in the snow. Make sure your hoods and your coats are over you. There is no trace behind you. You look back. Who trails the group?
Xander would be.
Xander, you look back and you can see your footprints slowly fading, closing in on you, if you will. The footprints of all the group, this massive amount of footprints in the snow, slowly fading like a poor resourced video game from 8 years ago. Catches up to where you're at. You marvel at these dozen flying dragonkin as they head north to south. You wait for them to pass and disappear, and you continue on. You guys make your way further northeast, and it is starting to get dark. What do you want to do about the camping situation?
That's a thought.
Chrissy pulls out his magic gear.
We left the big year behind because it's gigantic and unnecessary, right?
Yeah.
Well, I can always build a wall if we need to really fortify ourselves. I guess the problem
That'll probably draw some attention.
Right, which is the other thought of are we lighting a fire?
Sildren's been kind of looking for a good place to shelter, whether that's just some like underneath a cliff or something like that.
This is a snow-covered field. There are no reasonable good places to shelter unless Sildren makes a survival of 25 or higher. It is just not an environment for that.
Uh, 27.
With a 27, Sildren is able to find a little rocky pseudo cave that's really narrow and low, but it's got protection, and you guys can stay out of any visual range of anyone scouting around, and it keeps you out of the immediate snow, at least, as well. And you also find Skywalker hanging upside down inside it.
I knew it!
Now, is the intent here is we're making our way to the tower? I'm just trying to get my direction sense here.
I don't think we have a plan. We're just wandering around.
We're just wandering around
in the snow.
That's what I worry about. Okay, I'll just watch the health bars then.
I mean, it's Wednesday now, so.
All right, you guys camp. You set up some sleeping guard arrangements. 2 hours, like for everyone, that type of thing, a rotation. Yelena requires to be a part of that as well, and will hang out with you, Sildren, for her watch. And everyone else is resting. There's you. It's odd that she points out as you and her are. It's cold. You have no fire, and she's next to you and quietly speaking and says, "Is it strange that both your mighty wolf curls up next to you, just like Piercy does with everyone else while they're sleeping? He just kind of curls and starts to nuzzle."
It is not weird for the wolf, but for Piercy, yes, it is a quirk of his that we have tried to get used to.
It's my natural instinct. We do it in the den. It's just to keep us all warm.
It's the cuddle party.
Oh,
Cuddle paddle.
She reaches out, Sildren, and lightly pokes you in the cheek with her finger. What was it like?
It was just a brief moment of heaviness and weight and noises, sounds, deep rumbling voices, and then nothingness.
Raise the sofa.
She pets Shunka, and as she does so, Sildren, you hear a sound off in the distance. It is the
Sildren,
sound.
Go ahead.
She looks at you and she listens. It is the sound of many distant, deep drums. Jum, 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 jum.
Drums in the deep. Okay. Sildren just tries to get a bearing on where they're coming from.
All right. You can detect no location. You pop your head outside of your cave, and it seems to be coming from all directions, far away.
Somebody had,
surrounded.
I think it was Master Yaru had mentioned these before, or Xander.
It was Palik.
Palik.
You guys didn't believe her.
Still don't, but
Mm-hmm.
can Sildren tell if these are mundane or more like arcane in nature? Because like the second time we're not able to pick up a direction, Sildren's thinking that maybe it's not actually drums, but something else that's more arcane in nature rather than just like somebody banging on some bongos.
You are not able to
I am
discern.
trained in arcane.
You are not able
Okay.
to discern that. It is morning the next day. The group gathers up cold, having cold rations. Wait, you guys, is there prestidigitation with
Yeah.
warming of things? Yeah, make it a little more comfortable.
Xander's
All
got a
right.
fancy hat that lets him do
All
that.
right.
I don't want those cookies.
Xander takes your rationy biscuits and puts them in his hand and puts them in his thigh and warms them up and rubs them back and then hands them to you, and it's nice and warm. Xander's spicy pocket biscuits is
Fancy
what he calls
basket
them.
biscuits.
thank you for buttering mine.
Less Presty, more Digi. Okay.
That's cheese.
And you head out again across the snow. The snow this morning crunches a bit underfoot, and you make your way east. It is not long, perhaps before noon, when you can see off in the distance to the Ahead and to the right, which will be south of your path, essentially, up ahead. So you're heading east. So to the southeast of your view, you can see another yurt, similar to the one you dismantled and moved around. You see another yurt off in the distance with several hundred more around it. You see there is a gathering army of hundreds upon hundreds of the dragonkin ahead and to the southeast.
Did you say hundreds?
Hundreds of yurts.
That's a lot of dragonkin, you guys.
Piercy, are you able to call another bird?
Yes, I can. It's a new day, yeah?
It is a new day.
Then yes, I can.
New dawn.
We should draw a map of where this is and a warning to
A
the
map?
forces along the wall. And send the bird to the wall.
Where on the wall?
Has to be a spot you've known, I believe, right?
To where we crossed to the north from.
Yeah, you know that. And that's within a day.
And that will give some warning to the troops on that wall, because this is not where the men believe their forces to be.
Is that what you're going to do, Piercy?
Sounds good.
Okay. You write up some instructions in Nordric, I believe was the intent. Maybe Yaru, you scribble some nice map calligraphy of showing where that is. You send off another blackish uncommon bird in that direction, and another scouting message is sent. You guys are fantastically interesting scouts with this animal messenger ability. I like it. You guys continue carefully trying to keep that huge camp as far away from you as you can. But as you make your way further and further, you identify. I don't know, does anyone have warfare lore, or did we?
Yes, I do. Yaru has warfare.
Ollie
lore.
does, and Yaru does.
has it.
And Piercy has warfare lore. Holy moly.
I also have Colium Dragonkin lore.
Okay.
If that helps the situation.
We're just going to do warfare lore. The three of you make a warfare lore roll. We'll take the highest one.
22.
Not great. A 22 also. Yaru will re-roll his with a hero
Natural
point.
one.
All right.
So you don't
Natural
have to.
one.
Just watching the bird.
Hopefully I can help that natural one with a natural 20!
Ooh. Yaru, you have.
Piercy, go away. Piercy, get out of here. Go away.
I remember.
No. You remember shit. Get out.
No, and he took.
Write it down. I'll tell you what to write, and you write it, okay? None of your silly language in Nordric. Write this down.
What am I telling him?
Yaru, you have identified an exact count of 1,700 dragonkin have gathered at this camp.
Yikes.
We can take
There
them.
are quite a few. You know, if they were like level 3s or less, you could. Mathematically.
Just load up on fireballs and start just
go.
sending them in.
Just sitting there as they're rolling like 12 and 13 to hit over and over again. You identify about 1,700 total enemy forces in this group, a massive amount. You also identify they do not have any siege equipment, but nor do they need it. You identify that they are also not maneuvering or prepping. They appear to be holding their position right here. And you can also, at that natural 20, identify several scouting parties that fly in circles. You're able to identify a standard radius of a little less than a mile and the numbers and routes that they're flying, and are able to maneuver the group around any possible detection by this army from their scouts.
Nice. Well
Were
done.
you able to discern any large supply cache or?
What more do you want from me, guy? I mean, Jesus. Do you want me to fly up there and give it away? Do I see any such thing?
You do not see anything with supply cache. You do not see a ton of food supplies either. There, you would expect to see several large supply tents, some supply infrastructure within this camp. You do see some crates and bundles of things, but nowhere near the amounts that you would expect to see. Go ahead and make a Dragonkin lore roll. Let's see if he can pull this out of his hat as well.
24?
With a 24, you recall something about the Dragonkin not all, being able to. Their army does not live on their stomachs.
Okay, yeah. So Yaru will. I'm gonna play this as he went away for a couple minutes to get really good intel, even closer than the rest of the group, and then kind of just scrambles back. There are thousands of the enemy here. Piercy, we must tell them that although they do not appear to have any food or any supplies, I do not believe they need it the same way that the humans will. They seem ready. For what, I am not sure. But they will make their move soon.
You have 5 more carrots.
Make their move soon. TTYL.
1 more.
Do I do an X or a no?
Exclamation point! Always end with an
Exclamation point. Okay, exclamation point, so they know it's a big deal.
Right.
Question mark costs money later on down the line.
Note is written. Bird is attracted. Note is tied to Bird's leg, and Bird heads south.
Okay, off it goes. You send the tweet, and it is
After
gone.
consulting, I'm sure, with Master Yaru on the timing to make sure it doesn't hit one of the aerial patrols.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You go.
Another night is reached as you finish your trek throughout the day. You have left the camp behind and to the right several hours ago. This again is an uncomfortable place to camp. It could easily, several of you might get some fatigue from the cold and no proper fire. Sildren, however, has been scouting the last 20 minutes for a possible place to rest in this inhospitable
Alrighty.
place. I believe 25 is the target number.
36.
Woo!
Critical success.
With a 36, Sildren has found an amazing.
This is a magical
location
yurt that
only
just
a druid
happened to
at
be
this level.
sitting here.
Sildren, you have found he takes you guys over towards what appears to be another stone embankment with another small cave, but within as you go inside, this is a magical cave that druids occasionally can have access to, that is a small pocket into the Fey dimension. This is just as small as your last cave, but you do not exist in any way in the world of Varen. You cannot be detected in any way in the world of Varen. You can have any fire that you want, and everyone feels quite content and happy in this spot, especially the grinning proud smile of Sildren.
How'd you make this, Sildren?
I
Why
knew
do we
it was a
always
good
do
omen.
this?
Druid secrets. It's
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
it's a 7th conclave thing. You wouldn't understand.
The cave is, although it is as small in diameter as your last one, it is unnecessarily tall. What was a 15-foot stone embankment, this actually, when you go in, is about a 30-foot tall chamber above. There is a pale moonlight, and little glittering moon sparkles just gently fall constantly.
What does it look like in here?
I could retire in here.
It is a bluish stone with some mushrooms that stick out that look somewhat, that shine in that light, that are very soft. It has a smell of some pleasant incense, very faint. And you see Shunka is just snapping playfully at these falling little moon sparkles.
Pale moonlight makes me want to dance the devil.
Everything wants to make you
This
dance.
is amazing, Sildren.
We are fortunate that there were druids that have passed through here before.
Is that blue stone similar to what Jix, but not Piercy, would have seen at some point in his lifetime?
I know what you're talking about, and no. Good question, though. For dedicated listeners, Yelena asks, do we need to do the watch tonight?
We will be fine tonight. We do not exist outside of this place.
She nods. You guys are able to rest, and
All night sleep.
Yeah, you guys get a good night's sleep. It is the next morning. Everything refreshes. There is one change, however. Where is it at? There it is. Fatigued condition. Let's go to fatigued. You guys have gained a incredibly rested condition due to this location that is the opposite of fatigue, and you each gain a +1 to your armor class, or saving all your saving throws, your choice.
Oh, wow.
Oh, saving throws.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
each of you can choose that. You choose it now, and it's good for the next 24 hours.
Saving throws for Xander.
Paleek's going.
We just
uh,
keep track of that on our own.
yeah, Paleek's gonna go armor class just cause.
All right.
Yaru will too.
You guys are reluctant to leave the Druid Moon Cave and head out. Sildren is last to go, as it has echoing reminders of the moonlight that is ever present in your home of the woods, far to the southwest on the isle where you come from, and you miss this.
And Sildren has, with his jewel crafting lore, made something as an offering, and left it in the cave for either another druid or just
All right.
as a thank you to those who have come before.
Okay. You head out hiking wise and continue out to the east through the snow. As you do so, you hike for just a couple hours, and Yaru, leading the way, spots 2 points of interest. Number one, you see a tower of stone off in the distance. It stretches out as a thin, lonely tower, no other stonework around it. There are some old-looking trees. You can see there's snow and some ice around it. You look carefully and see no dragonkin on the ground at all, but you do see off in the distance a small 2 dragonkin flying patrol, and you know how to time that to approach as necessary.
Okay.
And that is the only sign of the Colium army whatsoever.
You said there are 2 points of interest?
The
it just the
Dragonkin
stone
were one,
and
and the
okay.
Dragonkin
the
and the
tower.
tower.
Okay. Yeah, I believe I can time this to where they will not see us, but you must listen to my every word and be as stealthily as Paleek at her best. Yelena, hop on my back.
What? I'm not hopping on your
It
back.
will be easier. It will be much quieter if you're not running.
Here's a rope.
No.
Okay.
She stands next to Xander
Let's go.
defensively.
So
And if we-
remember when
Group
we
heads
first
out.
met you? It's okay. Remember when we first met when we were in the quarry and he was able to bounce really quick with you to get to and from? He's gonna do the same thing.
It's that. No, I'm fine.
If we truly are doing stealth, I can use a feat called Quiet Allies.
Okay.
We use amongst the group the lowest modifier, but we all get to roll if we need to do that.
Okay.
Okay, so you get a little bonus for the group. You guys are making your way towards the tower. You hike there and watching just for this patrol. You make sure it is passed and moving on as you make your way with the speed you need and the stealth that you need, closing in on the tower. As you get closer and closer, you see some patches of thick blue ice that you approach around this tower. And the tower is wide. A big, huge section of the wall has been destroyed and crumpled in. Big chunks of stone and little bits of bricks and stone lie around it. So there is absolutely no door. There's just a massive hole, and the light snow falls all around you as you approach. You still have your eye on that patrol that's now on the other side of the tower. And as you approach this tower, you can see upon it and in a large engraving at the top of a star with a sword piercing down through the top. Your group closes in closer and closer, and we will take our break there for now, and we will be back in a couple of minutes.
It's Bleak, your favorite sneaky halfling. Get your ass over to patreon.com/Inglorious Bards. You will get to see little me and the other dudes, but mostly me. We have so many extras it will explode your mind.
You approach this tower, big giant opening, and between you and the opening is a field of magic, as though it is replacing the fallen wall. And this hole that's there is tall, it goes 30 feet high, and there is this black field of slightly swirling energy, similar to maybe something you might make with bubbles on a bucket or something like that, or soap bubbles. I don't think we have that swirly type effect.
Have we
you're
come
seeing
across
it.
this black swirl before?
You've seen something similar.
This reminds me of the dark. This is the dark shadow.
Starry?
It is not starry. Good question.
You seem to have some idea what this is.
Well, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but that sigil on the top of the tower, and I show them the star piercing the shield.
It's new to me.
Or the sword
Never
piercing
seen it
the star,
before.
I'm sorry. This is an old signal, but a familiar one to these lands. This is Scourgenar.
Well, technically, it's the Tower of Scoriel, which was the order that was defending against Scourgenar, who was the defeated villain. But yes, Scourgenar has been using these towers to amass his army of the undead.
I
And,
did not think Scourgenar was a villain. I thought he was maybe a good guy who just took a wrong turn somewhere.
Well, that would make him a villain then, yes.
But,
Are
I
you
mean,
saying
not
that there's
all the
undead in
way.
this tower?
Yes!
It is possible.
I need to rearrange my spells.
You can have done that earlier this morning if you would like.
We may still have a type of a armistice with Scourgenar.
What's that mean? You've got an armistice.
There's a truce of sorts between us that was parlayed by Sir Brenrose
Before your time with us, Barley, a comrade of ours fell to the whim of Charais. The only creature Charais fears, and the only creature that is feared by Charais, is Scourgeonar himself.
You've crossed many swords.
I crossed nothing. This was all the word of Sir Brenros.
Yeah,
He's
with Brenros gone, I mean,
We are sorry
does
to
that
speak of
pact
the.
still exist?
That's
None of
a
us were
good
there.
question.
There's only one way
And
to
I
find
believe
out.
an unknown with an unknown answer.
Yaru will attempt to walk through the border.
Yaru, you extend out your hand and there is resistance, but then your hand passes through, as does your arm, pulling your head a little reluctantly, but your leg and your whole body does go through. You are on the other side.
He didn't even test that. Like, why wouldn't he have thrown a rock or something?
And I just went.
That's more Barley's area.
He just went full Elmon on that thing.
Yaru!
Good callback.
Hello!
Yaru, you can hear them, but there is a bit of a muffledness to the sound.
Yes, Pelik. Fear not. Speak, friend, and enter. Yes, come on.
Do we hear that?
You can hear him.
Oh, okay.
We will.
Yeah.
Sildren will pass through.
Let's go.
Sildren, you pass through, and there is a bit of a problem with you passing through. As you attempt to go through, one of your sacks or your backpack has a snag, and it will not pass. It's as though you have some sort of bald weight that is being blocked by the field, and you're just snagged, and it will not let your container pass through.
Okay. I come back through and try to figure out what it was that was holding that up.
It doesn't take much effort for you to see it is a mostly dried now Colium heart you have removed from one of the creatures several days ago.
Okay.
Gotcha. Let me remind myself what that does.
Quick, eat it.
Your lower intestine doesn't want to go through for some reason.
I will conceal it in the snow.
Okay.
Would a bag of holding conceal?
Oh yeah, a bag of holding
From
should
this?
work, right? Presumably.
Better not damage this thing.
It's holding a lot.
I'll toss
Pinata of fun.
Oh yeah.
toss leak a cold dead heart.
All right, Palik, you take that heart, you put it in your bag of holding, and Sildren, you are able to pass through. Palik, you attempt to pass through. You sense a little bit of resistance on your bag of holding. I need you to roll some dice. In particular, it's going to be an unusual request. I need you to roll a percentage roll. That's the D100 on the far right-hand side.
No.
And if you roll a 100, there's a problem. Otherwise, you're totally fine.
Do hero points work? Oh, damn. Should have said that before.
95! You pass through with ease. Your bag of holding holds true.
That was close.
Yep, I puckered up a little there.
The rest of you also pass through without any challenges, and you are past that field. You were walking on some broken bricks and stones that have collapsed from the damaged wall. Within, you see this, it is a wide, like 150 foot diameter stone chamber, single chamber. It goes up 30, 40, 50 feet. There are no floors above you. There are some old smashed crates. There are some what was I going to say? There is a staircase that heads down. There's some debris scattered about. There are also some lights that hang from the ceiling, magical lights that cast a light down, very specific, almost like dimmish, medium dimmish spotlights pointed down, so you can see relatively easily here. There, I mentioned there's a stairwell. However, between you and the stairwell is a slightly tall 8-foot corpse standing there, just slightly rocking and looking at your group.
Hello.
So it's a corpse that's standing and rocking and looking.
Yes.
Okay.
It's greater undead.
Xander tries to speak to the corpse.
All right. Xander, you walk up, taking the lead. The corpse takes a step towards you, Xander, and then stops, and you say what?
Deep and I, we are the defenders of the realm, allies of Scourgeonar, and we are here to help defeat the Colium Guard. We're looking for a way or a method that you have that would help us in this fight.
Yara is just writing down allies of Scourgeonar for one of our titles.
Thank you.
Just leave that one out. It's our secret title. Let us
Anything?
pass.
It hasn't killed us yet.
May we pass to gain the knowledge we seek.
Just walk past it.
I'm gonna walk past it.
It draws a old sword as you take a few more steps closer, Xander, and it steps closer towards you.
Xander takes 2 steps back this time. Never.
All right.
Wait, hang on. He's at the base of the stairs, so we can't go up or down with this.
Stairs only go down. There's nothing up above
Nothing
you but
up.
vaulted
Okay.
space.
Okay, all right.
Get out of the way. And Palik will approach it.
All right. As you approach, it lightning fast races right at you with sword drawn and comes at you, Palik, and it does not strike you and instead launches itself at you and tackles you prone to the ground, and instead of stabbing you, opens up its rotting mouth wider than it should and disgorges terrible bile, green, thick, viscous stuff with little bits of chunks go all over your neck and face. I need you to make a fortitude saving throw, please.
I'm gonna kill you for this, Xander.
I didn't say anything.
Didn't you choose extra AC?
32.
With a 32, you take 20 points of poison damage. And this silent monstrosity goes, vomits all this stuff on you, and then it has a flicker of life within its eyes for a moment and says, "We had a truce. You have broken the deal. Now you will suffer." What would you like to do, Palik?
Reactions to renegotiate.
Stab this thing in the face is what
All
I'd
right.
like to do.
Make
How
an
do we
attack
break the
roll.
deal?
It's a great question.
Probably coming into this tower to do bad things to it.
Make an attack roll, Palik.
36.
30.
38 if we're going to be in initiative order. But a 36.
36 is a hit. Roll your damage. And you get 2 more actions on top of that.
The range of the party to this thing?
Do I add my sneak attack damage?
No. You guys are 20 feet away.
Oh, I rolled the wrong one. Shit, hold on. 21.
All right,
Points
and then
of
you have 2
damage.
more actions.
Gonna stab it some more.
Just old prison shiv repeated stabbing.
31.
31 is a hit.
24 points of damage.
Okay, and Palik, you have gutted the creature, releasing more gore upon your midsection,
Yeah.
but it does perish with a gasp.
That was
This
so
is
gross.
freaking gross.
I want to
Xander?
understand this deal that you broke. And can it be remade?
Okay. So back when we were fighting a bunch of pirates, we were encountering a whole bunch of things with the giant pirate that was trying to take care of everybody. And he was a big, scary undead guy that we had to break down his heart. So we decided to take him out. We destroyed his in the element. But then Brenner's got into a dream with the Scourger because he was in this big smoke area, and they decided that there was going to come to an agreement. Scourger was going to give us a black dagger that we would have a stab into an innocent person that we would give his allies in case we had to fight a bigger monster because he said there was a big threat to the north. We think that's Charais, and now he's telling us that we've already defeated them, or that we broke the truce that we were supposed to have with him, that we can't fight her, and he's not going to help us anymore, which means that we're in 2 different fights in the same place, and we're on the wrong side of the wall.
Okay. I think I got it. Well said.
Do you?
Gain a hero point, Jeremy, please.
Thank you.
So could it be he's mistaken?
Well, if
Yeah.
he is or not, he thinks we broke the truce.
So perhaps
Probably
we
by
can-
coming here, we broke the truce.
But we
didn't do anything though. We didn't fight anybody other than you. We didn't attack anyone. We didn't make any threats. We came for help.
Piercy, looking behind, you see the magic swirl fades away and disappears, and light snow starts falling through the opening in the tower.
Oh hell.
The black swirly. It's a yawn.
We need to find whatever's in this tower and get rid of it.
Yeah, Yaru has already begun walking down the stairs.
All right. It is a...
And he is extremely calm
Okay.
for some reason.
Yaru heads down, and with no ears or toga, then I'm taking Yaru to be naked then, Alistair. That's what I'm, since you're not.
No, safety pin broke.
Okay.
So Yaru's indisposed, but he's still he's trying. He's trying.
Put that thing away.
The stairs descend down, and they are the floor has a section of stone that rises up just about a foot. It's like a border of stone of the opening down in. You head down these stairs, and it does a double, not spiral, but double square spiral, if you will, heading down. Just normal flights of stairs heading down 2 floors, if you will. And it heads down into the darkness. The rest of the group following? Staying?
Yeah.
Doing something else?
The leak's right
Yeah.
behind
Okay.
Yaru.
Who is in the rear? Xander again?
That'll be Xander. Yep.
Xander and Yelena.
Looking over his shoulder constantly.
Okay. All right. You head down, Yaru. The stairs descend into darkness, but I do believe we're at the point in the campaign where every single member of the group has some sort of low light, dark vision. So with a slight light from Sildren's Aeon Watch, everyone can absolutely see pretty well, at least up to 60 feet, I think. And you descend down. As you do so, you open up into a largest chamber that has more destroyed stone. You see there are wall sections that have been damaged, stones removed, some of it hacked and chopped at and chiseled, but there is one wall that is undisturbed, and upon that wall is a message emblazoned in a white magical font of text, and that wall section is pure. You can also see there is a doorway that leads out of here into another chamber as well.
Xander will go and see if he can read the message.
You can. It is written in the Chiloran language, although it does start to fade and become viewable to anyone in their language. But you spot it first, and it reads as follows. It reads, Scoriel Passage number 7. To destroy these words, you are the enemy of Varen. To follow these words, you are Varen's savior and will stop his awakening. At the end, Scourgeonar must reflect upon what he has become. Lower the 8 lions for him to truly see, and then he may hesitate enough for you to take action.
Lions? 8
Probably
lions?
metaphorical.
You guys, we got Scoriel Passage number 7!
How many of these have we got?
Give me a second. We got 1, we got 3, we got 5, we got 7. I'm missing all the evens.
Primes. We have the primes.
We got the primes.
Interesting.
What is beyond the doorway to the other chamber?
You poke your head in there, you see more destroyed stone. Whatever was here, whatever was used for was centuries long gone, except you do see an old metal desk with an old metal chair next to it. And the desk and chair are kind of faced there on the other side of this roundish room, and they're facing your direction. And sitting in that chair is someone. It is a whitish, very translucent ghost sitting within the chair and over the desk and writing with a ghostly quill on a ghostly piece of parchment.
Perhaps we can have a discussion with this one about how we supposedly broke the truce.
Maybe, or
If you're
maybe
less
it'll
rash this
vomit
time,
up some
Palik.
more shit on us. That'd be great.
Yeah, I guess it's worth a try. Go for it, Sildren.
Percy shoves Xander up.
Yaru knocks on the door. How about that?
Yaro, you knock on the door. The spirit looks up, sees you at the door, and cocks its head slightly. It appears to be the face of a human man with a longish beard. Again, translucent, though, very ghostly. And then he goes back to his writing.
Excuse me for a moment. Might I have a word?
Percy pushes Xander up.
The spirit looks up at you again, Yaru.
Oh, hello. I didn't think you could hear me. It must have been some amount of time since someone has spoken to you.
It shifts slightly and puts its quill down and speaks. It says, I haven't been here in a very long time. It must be because a powerful foe has come to find a way to release Scourgeonar. Or a brave hero has come to banish him. Which are you?
Definitely the latter.
EBD?
We are here to put an end to all of the evils that haunt Varen.
That's
I
a
had
big
a
cut of cloth.
I had a feeling that was the case. I can sense your heart is strong.
I cannot sense your heart, but your mind seems to be strong. And Yaru kind of presents the books that he seems to be writing on, or the letters, such.
Yeah, you see there's a ghostly piece of parchment that you cannot read anything from.
What is it that brings you here after all this time?
It has been my duty for many years, back when I was truly here. And now it is because something has changed here within this tower.
What is the new feeling?
The feeling is of an arrival. Perhaps you.
Is it a feeling of hope? Or a feeling of dismay? Or can you not tell?
He looks at you, he looks at Piercy, he looks at Yelena. It is a feeling of hope. Yes. I have been a member of the Scorio Guild for longer than I can ever remember, although I cannot even remember my name. But it is my duty to have kept the Scoriel messages safe and to help aid the prophecy. And I sense it may be coming to pass now.
Excuse me, sir. You said you keep the passages safe. Maybe how many of the passages are there?
There is a single passage within each of the towers of Skordrenar. The towers that the Scorio Guild had protected for many, many decades. There are 8 towers scattered throughout Varen.
And maybe maybe you have a copy of each one.
Just 2, 4, 6, and 8.
A copy of what?
Maybe you know what the passages say. Each one of them.
He looks down at his ghostly piece of parchment and looks back to you, Piercy. I cannot recall.
Oh.
Do you know? Sorry, I'm Palik. Do you know where all the towers are?
I cannot recall where they all are, but I can sense where several of you have been. And I can sense where one you have been not. That is the Tower of Vied Kanye. Good luck spelling that, punk.
Oh, it's going to be Ed Kanye. Thank you very much.
The Tower of Vied Kanye. It rests within ruins on a great plateau in the vast desert to the east. It was not always a desert. Not when I last saw it, but it is now.
What do the 8 lions represent? Are these the towers themselves?
No. 8 lions was part of a message. I I may have crafted that message myself long ago.
Xana, show
What?
him the message.
Up on the wall? That one?
Yes. Yeah,
Squirrel
I'm assuming he can't get up, so I'm showing him the letter.
So it's Scorial Passage number 7. States clearly, as you might remember, to destroy these words, you are the enemy of Varen. To follow these words, you are Varen's savior and will stop his awakening. At the end, Scourgeonar must reflect upon what he has become.
Yes.
Lower the 8 lions for him to truly see, and then he may hesitate enough for you to take action.
I did write that one. It was emblems of lions, is what I recall. I cannot recall much more than that. The key is finding the beginning. And the beginning, I sense, is what you may lack of what's brought Scourgeonar to this point. That I can recall. Would you care to hear?
Yes, please.
How many gold do you want?
He
blood
jingles a
gypsy.
tip cup. She was ruthless with that money.
Just 60 more.
My guild, the Scorial Guild, was set up to maintain the prophecy, even though we would pass long before it would come to be. When Varen was first formed, the first era of Varen was of the gods walking the earth, Chiloran gods. They inhabited different regions well before my time, before the time of the guild, before the Wizards of Trinal, before everything. There were stories told of vast amphitheaters that could house thousands of followers. It was a time of discovery and a time of peace. And after an unknown time, the second era came to be. And that was the rise of the noble kings. What defined this era was, and he thinks, was when the gods granted men the right to rule themselves. And they passed along the secrets of magic, not divine holy magic that had been on this world, but of an arcane magic, a learned magic. But this magic began to peck away at the souls of mankind, and their honorable nature was weakened. In their desire for more power, they turned upon the gods and used this magic for power and greed. At the same time, there was a vast domination of this world, sections where the gods fell back, where an enemy, a queen of ice, dominating most of northern Varen, took over a good section of the world. And these kings did use this magic to one good use. The 5 kings turned to their universities, these wizards of the Trinal, and pleaded for help against Char Ice. The wizards you have never seen before, with magic and study in universities that have not been upon this world in 1,000 years. They use their powerful magic to turn the greatest hero the 5 kingdoms had to defeat the Dragon Queen. And this is the man you know.
Was
He's-
that Scourgeonar?
He sees the look in Xander's eyes. Yes. And Scourgeonar was granted great power, and he defeated Char Ice. And when he returned to the Five Kings, he found them wanting even more control and more power. And Scourgeonar would not have that. With his soul now filled with powerful magic, he turned on the Five Kings to end their greed and their lust for power. And great battles were fought between armies and Scourgeonar himself, one versus thousands. This former hero of the kings, now their mortal enemy. He almost destroyed them. Only a handful, 3 of the kingdoms remained. There, what is left. In the north, what became the old Byzantine Empire later on. And as they fell one by one, the 3 remaining kingdoms had one last great effort of magic to use, and that was to bring forth all the magic of the Chaloran wizards at one single time. And this great magical assault defeated Scourgeonar, banishing him from this world, but broke the world as we knew it. Magic as we knew it was gone. All that was left for magic is what was in you, he says, nodding at Bali, and the uncontrolled within you, he says, nodding at Yelena. And though defeated and banished, Scourgeonar could not be truly killed. He went to another realm, a realm of sleep and a realm of death, a realm known as Illistel. And his soul was slowly corrupted. And he became twisted and was put into a sleep for 1,000 years. Until now, where the sleep is worn off and he is awakening.
Is there any way that we can face such a powerful creature without magic in the world again?
It is possible. The prophecy says a hero, perhaps you, will rise up and find Scourgeonar in his resting place here, where his body is, somewhere here within Varen, and defeat him once and for all, or send him banishing again for 1,000 years.
You mean here?
Dead in Varen, somewhere. And the creature Charice has returned as well. We face many, many challenges.
Where is the body of Scourgeonar?
That is the great secret of the Scorial Guild, why we became in existence. Scorial Guild is what remained of the Wizards of the Trinal, what remained of the arcane universities. We were just a shadow of what once was. And our task was to craft the path to Scourgeonar, but to protect it such that only those truly worthy could find the path, for those who could aid him could hasten his arrival. And so the messages were created and left behind and protected for many centuries, but that could only last so long. And now there is just ruins, he says, looking around at the ruined tower he's in. If you are truly of good heart, if you are truly the hero of the prophecy, then these messages are the key. And this, and he points to his metal table where a translucent, ghostly book appears. Seek out this book I wrote long, long ago. It is magical only in keeping itself intact over all these years, and several copies were made, and I know not where they are. But it is inscribed with the name of the archives of Skordrenar, and it may be of some use to you.
Archives of Skordrenar. Thank you so much for your information. I hope we're the heroes. We've been fortunate enough to find, as you've seen, 4 of the towers so far. We feel like we have a much further way to go. I fear that we're running out of time. But with your aid and your help, this has been super wonderful. Can you point us in the direction that you feel we should go?
East to the vast desert. The great plateau, the ruins within, the tower of Vied Kenye. That is the only one I can sense, though I'm sure there are others.
What are we asking, guys?
Expert on this one. I'm scraping the
Nothing.
surface of my mind.
I am encouraged by your hearts and what you ask and what you have sought so far, as I feel the same draw that brought me back to this old desk. That same draw is pulling me back away, and perhaps I may rest for a spell. You see him starting to fade.
I hope to see you again.
Perhaps we will. He continues to fade.
Rest well, spirit.
Oh, are there others? Is there any others that we can reach out to and speak to if we need help? Hello?
And he is gone.
Mother, father!
Does anybody know of of a desert?
It's a long way away. It's on the other side of it in. Past the
Yes.
many hills.
It's a
The
very,
Ironlands.
Yes, very mounted dust bones, I believe.
I don't know that, but I know where the mountains end. And from there, nothing but desert.
I
But a
remember
nice
a
place.
map with the slain rock, which seemed to be a plateau. But we can discuss this at another time. I believe we have found what we can of this place.
That's a lot of information. My head hurts a little.
Wait, is this out of character or in character?
Oh, both.
Either.
We had so much. We've been looking at so many of these. And we still don't know how we broke the truce.
Skordrenar has never been one we could fully trust, Xanar. We mustn't start thinking he betrayed us, even though he claims we betrayed him. We will hold our word as long as we draw breath. We cannot face all of these great evils at the same time.
Well, if we are to make our way to the desert, it is a long trip. But
We
there
have
might be a shortcut. We could take the mines through Shadowhall. My cousin...
I was going
I
that
would
direction.
avoid the mines if I can. There is another path we can travel.
Oh, you want to go through the Darklands to the north? That's not a friendly place.
No, we
My
have.
people have been fighting them for decades.
We could go through the Storm Range.
There is a nexus point in the Iron Lands.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah. That's yes. That's the thing. We could do that. We could probably do that. The last time we traveled by Nexus Point, we were frozen for a lot of months, and it's fine. It's good. We could do that. I just want to make sure that it works. The right way.
So if it doesn't work, you're frozen. That
Well,
doesn't sound...
we were attacked by char ice.
Well, that's not even better.
We discovered the last one.
And
So you're...
I mean,
I'm starting to like my way of going through the mountains.
The mountains can be nice. I know some people.
Shadowhall is lovely this time of year.
It would take a very long time, though, Ollie. We do not have this time.
No, we have rails. Get in. Boom. Indiana Jones all the way.
I truly thought when we would get here, we would find a way to fight the Colium. We'd find some sort of tool that would help us defeat Char Ice or take down this giant army happening on the wall. I wasn't expecting us to point us east into a desert.
now
As
we're
soon
back
as
to battling
as
Scorching
soon as Xander says the word Colium, Yaru's ears perk up and he slowly goes upstairs and climbs as high as he can and kind of looks out the window to see what the scouts are doing. Now that the protection he knows is gone.
Master Yaru, as you do so, you sense that the patrol has taken notice, because as you peek outside the stairs, before you even get to the hole in the wall, you can see just beyond the hole there are 3 dragon
1,700 Colium guards.
There are 3 dragonkin out in the ice, snooping around. They have not entered the tower, though.
Okay. I am going to remain inside and utilize my climb speed. I'm going to try to stay as hidden as possible up in the
Okay, climbing up
rafters,
within.
the equivalent
Gotcha.
of that.
Nice.
Yeah. And hopefully someone saw me go up, but I didn't say anything. I
Okay.
just kind of remembered that.
We have
Set it out.
no more reason to tarry here. Let us move on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess we are going back up.
You guys head back up. As you do so, there is a rumbling of the ground a bit, and the stairs that you were on rise up and form into the floor and seal off, and that ridged opening that went down that marked that stairwell sinks down in and almost looks like smooth floor. You can still see where that construction was of the stairs, but now it's totally smooth.
Are we up above?
You are
now?
up above,
Okay.
yes.
So it looks like it's sort of protected itself, I suppose.
I think you had a thought before we head up the stairs. I'm guessing it's too late now.
Yeah. That's right.
You guys poke your heads up the stairs. You look around. You don't see Yaru, but you do see several of these Colium soldiers, these dragonkin. You see there are 4 of them amongst some deadish, leafless trees outside the tower, and they spot several of you, or at least some sort of shapes moving within the darkness as well.
Does Pleek think that we can stealth our way out of this situation and avoid a fight?
No. They see you. You're in a bad tactical position, particularly with their exploding ice stuff that they can do.
Speaking of exploding things, Xander, you want to toss a fireball out their way?
Sure, or I can put up a wall in between us and them and just kind of plug that hole.
Maybe
Then
after.
what, we sit here, we wait them out.
I think we need to kill them.
Percy pulls a short sword and says, "After you."
Xander throws a fireball.
And Xander goes to throw a fireball. Xander, you may do so. There is a guy who is close, and then there is a cluster of them maybe 80 feet away of 3 of them.
There's one guy close, and the 80 feet away is the 3?
Yes. Also, everyone, nah. We'll say Yaru. Yaru, make a perception roll. You were out scouting around first. Here comes the lightning fast perception roll.
Yes, sir. With a 2, that's a 21. I'll use my last hero
All right.
point, to read. You can't do worse than a 2.
You don't say that out loud.
With 33, Yara, you notice one of that group of 3 dragonkin from a distance has strange lines of blue paint marking his snout in some sort of a tribal decoration, different than any other one you've seen before. Okay.
Wait, which one has the tribal decoration?
One of the
You don't know that.
dragonkin. The 3, one of the 3.
Okay.
Xander, you're throwing a fireball
Dram! Xander fires a fireball.
at the 3. Was that correct?
At the 3, correct.
All right.
Work high.
The one I can see.
Right.
Level 5.
Level 5, making some reflex saves. What's the DC they need?
30.
You gotta
Aren't
be
we
kidding me.
level 11 now? Wouldn't it be 31? Or 12? Didn't it go up?
Everything on my sheet says 30.
You guys have different stats, so it may not be the same for everyone. I don't know. Wait, we're Sildren. Weren't you and Xander in sync?
No, mine is 1 higher.
Okay, then
So
you're
it
good.
would be 1 higher.
Yeah, you're good. All right, Xander, I got a success, and a fail. What's the damage? Fireball erupts between these 3.
It is 45 flame damage.
Okay. There is a huge explosion of 45. So what half of that is 22?
22.
There, big fire with some extra flame goodness. Boom, there's a huge fireball of explosion. They were kind of crouching around, seeing some movement. They had their ice swords and ice spears crafted in their hands that they'd create, and they were waiting to see what was going on. And all of a sudden, maybe they were expecting some sort of rotting zombie. They were certainly not expecting a ball of fire to come flying out and blast. There is a bit of chaos, and as they start charging in, you can hear there is a 5th Colium soldier around the side, and Yaru, from up above, you can hear a crackling, sizzling sound you know is a Colium spark that has been generated nearby. You've dealt with one of these, I think, once or twice before. And lastly, as you guys are dealing with this and weapons are out and they are charging, you guys are charging out, you hear a a big voice call out, and it says, "Today you die," as a large white dragon comes swooping in and landing upon the ice, breathing snow and fire and mist and creating all sorts of havoc with its wings. It's some distance away, but that rallies all the Coliums, and we have a battle with Xander's first turn already done. We're treating that as
I told you
your
we should have
first
tried
turn.
to stealth out of here, Palik.
Oh, I hate you.
I'm hiding up here for a reason, you dumbasses! Jeez.
Too late to change sides.
I think I could still stealth out of here. The rest of you are screwed.
Oops.
All right, I'm bringing up a battle map.
Where's my Hearthstone? Where's my Hearthstone?
Oh, fuck.
And out, and it just keeps going.
That's a big dragon.
I don't see it. Where?
Southwest.
Oh.
Oh, that's a big dragon.
That's what I just said, you dummy.
Hey, did you notice there's a big dragon to the southwest? Like, big.
Port bigger.
There you go. A little bit more vision inside. There you go. That is what you see. We have combat that is happening, and looks like everyone can see it on the map. Let me zoom in a bit for the viewing audience. And if you want to see this, if you're listening on the podcast, you can also check this out on a video on our YouTube channel, or check out Twitch if it's within like 90 days. All right, we have combat beginning. First up is Palik.
The destroyed part of the tower, how big is that? Like, how big is the opening?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, about 35 feet wide,
Yeah.
and 20, 25, 30 feet tall. It's a huge hole.
Do we let him come to us?
Don't give him a reason to make that hole bigger.
What do you want to do, Palik?
I'm gonna race up to.
I say tactically it's better to be close at hand and protected by walls.
Okay. Yeah, Bleak is going to retreat back into the tower
Okay.
and let them come to us.
Did you want to ready an action?
I
That's
will
2
ready-
actions with a trigger.
I will ready an attack if
Someone
a
comes next to you?
creature comes next to me.
All right. Next up is Vodak the White, Lieutenant of Char Ice. He continues to bat his wings, is enthralled, seems excited for battle, and he is delaying his turn to come in later when he so chooses. Xander, you are done. Sildren.
Oh, dang it.
Sildren will head over to the west behind where Master Yaru is, and will put a hand on his shoulder and say, "This will be disorienting for a moment." And Master Yaru, you feel weird as you realize that there's many, many eyes appearing all over your body. And you can see out of all of them.
Whoa!
And so I have cast upon you a spell called Countless Eyes. You cannot be flanked, and you can seek anywhere in a 30-foot direction, which I don't know what that does, but seek for objects like secret doors and things. But most importantly, you cannot be flanked.
Okay.
Cool.
So that just means they don't get the plus
2.
Dude, that can be huge.
Yeah.
All right. Sildren, you're done?
Yeah, Shunka comes in. And
Bali, you're up.
Thank you, children. And Yoro flies back up to his.
Bully.
Can you pull Shunka in for me?
Sure. Where do you want?
Yeah.
Bolly, what you doing?
Ollie is backing up. Excuse me, I lost my sheet.
Don't lose your sheet.
No, can't lose my sheet. Ollie right now is casting. What is he casting? He is casting. He is casting Airwalk on himself. This will grant him the ability to ascend and descend at normal movement speed for Bali's rate. But now he can, and he just
Awesome.
he takes his just a few steps just to hover above the earth there. But that's his position, and he's all done.
All right.
Everyone remember your +1 AC or saving throws.
Good point. From
Yeah, we're gonna
the
need it.
special.
We probably won't need those.
All right. Next up are the Colium soldiers. One comes racing up. He was the closest one, the singular guy. He comes racing up towards the after you Mouseketeer of Piercy. He comes charging at you and then does their favorite attack. You know it. You love it. It is the Draconic Frenzy. Triple attacks. Let's see. Here comes the attack upon you, sir. Oh, shoot. He comes to swipe and you anticipate it, and he gets a natural 1. If you do not have any special triggers, you can, if you'd like, take up to a step or half a move right now.
I will use opportune riposte.
Oh, nice.
And use my reaction to.
You don't want to step into the building?
Not yet.
Okay.
To strike.
Also, if you can totally do that because I love that power. Also, if you step away, I already called he's doing Draconic Frenzy. His remaining 2 attacks would not have enough reach. Or one would not have a reach. His tail would still have reach. So one of the attacks would miss automatically, just FYI. Or you can get your attack in.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll do a step.
All right, you can step or do a full half move.
Step.
Okay, you do a step. His second attack automatically misses. His tail does have a reach of 10 feet and can try and hit you. This is with the -5 attack penalty. Here it comes. 28 to hit.
No.
Oh, totally blows his first turn.
Skip-bo.
Nice. Next up are some other dragon, the Triple Dragon group. They do their speed surge and are able to fly 100 feet, instantly flying in. One flies into the gap into that space you just left, Piercy. And that's a single action to cover all that distance, and then also does Draconic Frenzy. So it's doing triple attack. It gets a 29 to hit.
Nope.
31 to hit.
That is my AC.
That's a hit. And then the tail misses. The one hit is 34 cold damage. Blood has been drawn in this battle. His buddy does the same thing, but closes in on Palik with the speed surge, and then does Draconic Frenzy. No. Instead is going to blast with Freezing Mist. It's blasts that doesn't do it the best spot. Blasts it between Sildren and Xander and Yaru, but it's not tall enough to get you, Yaru, so you are not hit. Instead, it is Sildren and Xander make reflex saves. Oh, the 2 guys who don't want to be making reflex saves. You just need 29s or higher.
I get a +1.
Success.
There's a ninja.
31.
Is a success. You guys each take 16 points of cold damage.
But no 33.
No 33, and the icy, difficult terrain that is normally left behind does not stay within this tower floor, so it's normal terrain still.
Oh, nice.
There is another guy. This is the guy.
Can I had that attack ready. Can I do that?
Yes, absolutely. Good call.
How much damage? I'm sorry.
16. That's half the damage is 16.
29 to hit.
29 to hit is a hit.
I have 15 temp, so I only took 1.
24 points of
Nice,
damage.
24 points of free damage. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The third of that trio of Colium guys is the guy with the blue painted snout, comes flying in, and he is going to do a similar icy blast, but he's doing it between Palik and Piercy. You guys make reflex saves 29. These are your fortes.
27.
Ooh.
44.
Whoa.
Jeez.
All right, you take no damage whatsoever. Palik, Piercy, you take full damage of 39 cold.
You had that
Reverse
switched.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, people, I'm reversing it, sorry. That's a lot, that's a pretty high roll for that. Shattering ice and shards go flying, and Palik, you take a massive amount of that, a little closer to you, it seems.
Yep.
There is one more Colium soldier who appears from the left side, and he comes whipping around the corner. Let me see. He had to do a move, though. He did not have a good view of you all, so he didn't know to do his speed. He goes whipping around the corner and just strikes once with his ice blade at Xander.
Ah!
Xander, there's a 36 to hit.
That it hits.
That is 27 points of piercing and slashing and cold damage. Slice.
Ow.
He is done. Next up is going to be an interrupt. Vodak the White now goes. Vodak will spend one action to fly 160 feet. He will fly right about 20 feet out from the center of this chamber.
Oh, God.
And he then rears back and lets loose with a massive gout of frost that passes through his Colium soldiers and into the group. This is a big one. Let's see, breath weapon. Oh yeah, these cones get pretty big.
Yeah, they do.
Let's see what it is. It is a big cone that gets every single one of the party members except for Shunka.
Do I have any sort of cover for being so high?
Yeah, give yourself a +2 to your reflex save. Xander, you have a choice to give yourself a -2 if you want to protect Yelena.
Xander would absolutely do that, so he
Okay.
will take the -2.
You guys need to make reflex saves. Your target number is a 36. I just need to know if you pass or fail.
Xander's going to spend a hero point. Let's reroll.
And this is versus 42.
Critical success for Yaru.
Reflex 36.
Reflex.
Sildren passed.
Critical success.
Holy
for
Jesus.
Bleak.
Did
Critical
Bali
fail
just
for
pass?
Xander.
Bali succeeds with a 40.
All right. And we had a couple passes.
You need a
you
hero point. You didn't roll a 1.
So who critically failed? Xander. All right. So though you guys can figure out half or no damage because you guys have special abilities and all that jazz. The core damage to this,
Never mind.
the core damage of this breath is just a measly 55 cold damage. So you may cut it in half if you passed or not. That also means for Xander, you double that. Xander takes 110 cold damage.
Freezes and falls.
Xander is one-shotted and down.
Oh, God.
Vodak the White is pleased and does this hearty dragon chuckle. And it is Master Yaru's turn.
Oh, you really
just pissed him off. So, Yaru moves. Okay, yep. I jump down to here, right in the center of everybody.
Okay.
And as I'm using my last 2 actions to do something, I just look up at Vodek. You are the strongest of her soldiers. You, one who backs us into a corner and uses his power on all of us at one time. You coward, who uses his own men as bait. You fool.
This coward will feast on your bones.
Before he says that, Yaru drops a hot expungerator on the ground.
This cow. What is this?
A 20-foot circle.
Is this a big dramatic?
fire.
This is a whoopee cushion of warmth.
I
was not expecting
that. A 20-foot radius of fire appear.
Voldrak the dragon defeated by a whoopee cushion.
That's fantastic.
It needs to make a noise like.
I use the hot expungerator, and I don't remember what it said. It went away, so I can't read what it says it does.
Hold on.
It was a D4 or something of fire damage. All beings of cold are resistant to this circle.
They'll avoid it for 2
Avoid
turns.
the circle for 2 turns. I should have read it before I used it.
No, that's fine.
So you deal 1 fire damage to yourself and all
Yes.
the creatures,
And all creatures
within a
within the
20-foot
circle.
radius.
So that includes Piercy.
Piercy, Xander's fine, but it does catch all 5 of the soldiers as well as Vodak himself, which is measly. That is a waste of bookkeeping, but their vulnerability to fire makes it so annoying. Nice.
Nice
They-
job, Yaru.
They definitely recoil more than a single point of damage.
I don't know how, but I accidentally deleted my expungerator.
Yeah, I did that. You used it.
No, I didn't. I just
Yeah, you
It's
did.
the only one that's used one.
No, it says mine and then Piercy's.
Oh.
26 seconds ago. But yeah, so I do that.
Do you need one, Piercy?
I need one.
I don't know.
Very sad ass.
Do you have a? My freeze just started this week. Do you have an extra hot expungerator I can borrow until I get home?
I dropped one into your character sheet. All right. That is Yaru's turn. It is Piercy's turn.
Don't they have to like move out of the? thing?
That's on their turn. They've got
On
to
their
spend
turn,
time to
okay.
get out of there. Yes.
Gotcha. Sorry.
Shunka does not go yet.
Shunka is tied to Sildren.
Okay. Piercy disengages from, or takes a step from the Colium dude in front of him, and then rushes over the side in front of Xander, in between Xander and Vodak.
Avenge me!
To flank this other Colium guard, and reaches out and down towards Xander with a white glove, and the white glove turns even, if you can believe it, more white. And in doing so, it...
You're gonna do more cold on me. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Tit for tat, buddy. And doing so, it restores 46 plus 15 health to Xander.
Ooh, thank
which
you.
is 32 points. That's 2 moves. Last one, I do have. Where's my? I do have panache. I'm going to use a finisher and take a strike at this Colium guard.
You rolled a 2.
I'm not gonna use a hero point. It's just 25.
25 is a miss.
And that's it.
Okay, we need to go back for a second. Yaru and Piercy, you guys have started your turn within the frightful presence of a dragon. You each need to make a will save of 34 or higher.
Wow.
36.
Nice.
30.
All right, with a success, Yaru, you are frightened 1.
Damn.
That would have been start, frightened 1. You didn't make any attacks. Your sponge area, that's gone. Then that went away at the end of your turn. This also started at the start of your turn. Piercy, you had frightened 2, so you're down to frightened 1, Piercy. So Yaru, you're good. And Piercy, you are at frightened 1. Next up is a fresh round. And it is Palik.
Yep. Palik's going to reach out and touch this Colium guard in front of her with her dagger for a first attack.
Hold on. Before you do that, you need to make a fearful presence roll as well.
Okay, that willpower.
Yes.
35.
35 is a success. You are frightened 1 for just this turn.
Yeesh.
It's going to affect my stuff. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to attack with my dagger for a 30.
30 hits.
Get him!
13 points of damage. And then in a twin feint, I'm going to strike out with my rapier and catch this guy flat-footed. For a 36.
36 is a hit. Slice, slice.
For 23 points of damage, and he will have some persistent stuff to deal with.
All right, some bleeding going on. You're done, Sildren.
Oh, no, I had one more action.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna piss off back here a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of spread out so that asshole can't catch all of us.
Keep in mind, you are a little outside the cone that I would typically be using. Just an FYI.
I'll friggin' get right up on you then.
Okay.
And Palik, you lose 1 level of frightened at the end of your turn.
Thank
Sildren.
you.
So I have to make that willpower saving throw as
You
well, I assume.
do.
What's the target number?
34 willpower.
43, but any success is a critical success.
Oh, you are frightened 0.
Okay. I have moved out into the west outside of the building for a single action. And then, Jesus, I don't have that many useful things.
You're Sildren the Druid!
Yeah.
Everything is useful, isn't it?
I am going to cast Obscuring Mist on basically where I am.
Nice.
Okay.
So that is a 20-foot burst. I don't know how to do that.
I can help a little
Yeah,
bit.
someone can help out.
If you hit the measuring button, which is the L right below your person icon, and then you have the circle, which is the top right there.
Okay, I got you.
Click on yourself, and you can drag it away to be 20 feet.
Might have to delete it. Yeah, then recreate it. All right, so you're creating this this cloudy mist that'll make things hard to see, and I think that's it for Sildren. Yes.
Yeah.
Bali.
Bali waves his hand about frantically, seeing damage being dispensed among everyone, and begins casting his heal spell.
Sildren, I'll leave it up to you. There is some damage in the wall around you. Do you want to have that mist seep in to actually cover the full zone, or not cover the interior, only the exterior?
Cover inside.
Okay.
1, 2, 3 actions being spent right now. One
Big
2,
heal.
3.
Ooh.
32 points to
Sir Brenros.
everyone.
I see Sir Brenros Aldramain as the title of that role.
Nothing I can do about that. That's
Interesting. Okay.
32 points to everyone, including one of the uninjured dragons. The green, the golden spirits can't discern at that last bit who to heal and who not.
And it does heal him. Who are you healing?
This one, I think it says uninjured in front of Piercy there. Piercy and Xander. It'll settle
is.
upon.
Very lightly, barely injured at all, if any. Yeah. Okay.
That's 60-10 that got 32 heal? That's a little low. Thank you. I still appreciate it, but shoot.
Ollie walks off.
Healing energy goes everywhere, and a whole bunch of people, though, are healed, and I'm sure it's certainly appreciated. Bali's done. Next up are the Colium soldiers. There is one right here next to Piercy, and we'll say the one on the east side. It's going first.
Is he not one of the ones that's trapped within my...
They have to run away from
They're not trapped. They leave. They leave the area. He is leaving the area, and he is racing over towards you, Palik, and then doing his triple attack. His first icy sword attack is got to be a hit. 39.
Okay, stop there. At that moment, Palik hears that familiar click, and all of a sudden steps away from her body for the rest of the shots that appear as she slumps down dead with the casting of Drop Dead.
All right. The body of Palik, in a strange, real but not real illusion, crashes, drops dead. The dragonkin continues its onslaught, butchering the corpse, and is victorious. Just stabbing this body. And Palik, you are just looking at it through this weird phased out invisibility, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Done. I will ignore the rest of his actions.
How much damage do I take on that one, though?
Does it interrupt the attack, or does it?
It
after
doesn't
the attack?
interrupt it. You'll take the first one full.
Okay.
You said 39.
That was the hit.
Oh, good.
The damage is 104.
Damage on that hit is 36.
Oh, dang. Close.
36. The next dragon.
That guy will take. He's the one that has the persistent bleeding damage. He will take 13 points of damage.
Oh. He does not get rid of that either. 13 points. He's looking a little ragged there. The next one to go really wants to fight the monk, but is put off by this strange emanation of heat. And he is going to chase after that strange wizard who ran towards the Colium spark. And he runs off and is inefficient with his run, getting a bit lost in the clouds, spends a second action to then hunt you down, Sildren, which means he only gets a single attack instead of 3.
Mm-hmm.
And here it comes. He swipes with his...
First,
Yes.
see if he actually can even see me. Because I'm in a concealing mist.
Damn it, I rolled a natural 20. All right, here comes the roll. This is a fresh roll. It's a natural 20, so he succeeds.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow. Now comes the attack. Be another 20, it'd be so awesome. No, 31 total.
31, will hit.
All right, you are connected with... Well, hey, at least you cancel that 20. That is 34 piercing and cold. As you are sliced through the coal, you see the silhouette of this dragonkin. He is done.
Shunka has moved also. I'm sorry. Shunka
go
has
ahead.
come out towards me some. And you said there's holes in this wall?
No, only enough for the gas. You got to go out where around Pierce, through Piercy you can go.
Okay.
There's another dragonkin.
Shunka is currently back in the mist then.
All right, there's another dragonkin, and it just retreats, trying to figure out what to do. It is a bit confused from the weird gaseous stuff. There's another one, dragonkin. It steps back and does a triple attack on Xander.
Oh no!
Blade comes down. 35 to hit.
Hits!
21 to hit.
Miss!
And the tail lashes out. Oh, no. 16 to hit.
Miss!
All right, Xander. 30 points of piercing and cold.
No! Ow!
Yelena's very worried about you. She's taking cover, and her Xander defensive shield is going down. There is one last one, according to my math. Yep, there he is. He is going to try to close in. He's going to go for a nearish enemy, and that is Xander as well.
Oh, God!
Jeez.
He moves in and then does a triple strike on the sorcerer. That is a 33 to hit.
Hits!
A 32 to hit.
Hits!
And a 16 to hit.
Miss!
Xander is struck twice, slashing ice sword across his side and his leg for 21 and then 29 points of damage.
Would have been made out of the first one, but dropped with the second.
Oh.
Xander is dropped. You are at dying level 2. Is that correct?
Correct.
Who the hell's healing here? Jesus.
Jeez, Yelena yells out a panicked scream, seeing you drop dead before her and just getting torn apart, and she screams out. She instinctively holds up her hands in a weird panic, and there is a thunder crack in the sky above, and there is a brief change to the sky, and it turns red for a moment, and then it turns back into snowy white, and then you can everyone just kind of stops and then can hear streaking noises like incoming missiles, and the roof above explodes, and all around Xander explodes in fiery multiple meteors that come showering down and erupting in an air radius around Xander. Yelena is safe and Xander is safe. The two Dragonkin soldiers are not, nor is Piercy. You need to make reflex saves 34. For Piercy.
He does it with a 39.
All right.
And it's critical.
Critical. Oh, critical. That is a critical fail and a regular fail for the two dragons. Damage is core of 81 fire damage.
Oh. Go, Yelena.
She lets loose. That is no damage to Piercy, no damage to Xander, no damage to Yelena. It is half of that damage, so that is that is full damage.
You said it was a fail and a critical fail.
Yeah, that is full damage to the blue painted one, and that is 162 damage to the perfectly healthy one, almost dropping him instantly. He has a shred, just barely hanging in there from a full health to almost immediately decimated as she screams in a panic.
Jeez.
It is Vodak the White's turn.
Oh, Jesus.
And we will stop there for tonight, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is gonna get crazy, and we hope to see you next week. Thanks so much. See you then.
Bye.